The Survivor specialists Phil and Will are back, and the Survivor off season is over. Survivor 49 cast has been released, and we finally get to meet these 18 new people, of which we've never known any of them. It's 18 new people that we totally haven't heard the names of for the last 3 months, at least 2 of them. Here we are. We're breaking down the 18 newbies. Finally going to stop our Survivor 50 talk. This off season was insane with Survivor 50 talk. It was pretty much nonstop. We still have 2 more defining episodes to put out. It's Christian and it's Devin's. So those will be coming out sometime next week. But 49 getting a really early cast release. And this is the earliest cast release, Will, since Millennials versus Gen X, which makes me think this has to be somewhat in response to Australia versus the world. It has to be. Like, this is crazy that we have not had this in 16 seasons, 8 years. And now here we are with the super early cast release.
9 years, right?
9 years. That's right. Because of the COVID year. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems intentional. Intentional here. I'm kind of bummed. I was really looking forward to like just maybe doing a couple more 50 podcasts because we haven't done that many. So I don't feel like we've covered season 50 enough or done enough predictions or talked about it. So like it's kind of sad that 49 came so early because I've just been really wanting to just, finally sink my teeth into 50.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Will, that I brought you out to do something new. Australia versus the world started, so that was going to be okay. Maybe we weren't going to need to do any 50 stuff anyway, but I'm sure I could have come up with an idea to say, hey, Will and Blake, you guys want to jump on and do a podcast? And I'd get the typical, do we have to? Is this one that we really need to do?
But do we need to talk about, I mean, you guys already did a podcast. So I can't keep doing these. You did a Beyond 50. We've already covered Beyond. Mm-hmm. Where you guys were talking about seasons 51 and 52 and into the, I think the next 10 seasons, basically. So this is exciting. I'm happy the cast is here. I'm happy we have finally something to talk about that isn't Survivor 50 if you didn't pick up on my sarcasm before. So yeah. I'm stoked here.
Yeah, and so we're going to be talking a lot about 49, and with the extended preseason now, we actually have some time to do stuff. Like, we actually have weeks. Next week, we do fantasy draft, over-under game, prop bet. Blake and Tegwith might come up with another idea. Like, we have 5 weeks. Now, I'm out for 2 of those, which is so nice that we just dropped this. This is amazing because our timing, this would have happened in September. It would have been pure chaos for all of us. So this is great. I love this. I'm happy we're here. Also, this is my chance to actually talk about good Survivor, unlike AU versus the world. I just had to take that dig for any Australian fans who are here. Man, those Australian Survivor super fans do not want to hear a single critique of their show. Do not question the sacred texts that are Australian Survivor. You'll be shit on for eternity.
Oh, I welcome it. I'm bummed I wasn't able to hop on the episode 1 to 3 recap. I'd watched the first 2 episodes, and then Phil, like a half hour before the podcast, he's like, just making sure you watched episode 3, right? Like the one that dropped like an hour ago. And I was like, no, dude, like I haven't. And he's like, oh, well, sorry. And I was like, all right, well, bummer. I guess I can't recap AU versus the world. There's a lot I love about it, though. I mean, I'm really liking it so far, but there's a lot that's, I don't know. It needs some polishing. Like there's little things that I don't know. It's more production stuff and maybe something. It's a little inside baseball, but there's things they do that kind of like irk me a little bit, and that just might be me. But I don't know. I like the season so far.
Look, I enjoy the episodes, but if you critique at all, it's like, so you just hate everything fun and you don't like happiness and you're an awful. It's just like. Dude, it's like Australian Survivor fans and Parv stans are on the same level, and now they've united into one. Oh my goodness gracious. Australia versus the world's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Best 3 episodes of television I've ever seen.
On, Phil. You want to smoke. Tell them what you really think. Did you mention that, like, wait, so it's like uneven gendered balance on both tribes, and Parvati is just like spoon-fed a women's alliance from the get-go without going to tribal council once? Did you mention that? And did everybody else?
Well, we're pissing everybody off. We got to talk Survivor 49. We got Mike Bloom here. We're here, baby.
Oh, all right.
Mike Bloom, pretty much everything that you put out today is what we're talking about here. So if you want to hear your words read by me, if you've ever wondered what it would sound like if you had an audiobook of your articles for Parade, you're about to find out, because
I could see you being a good audiobook voice, Phil. I don't think Mike Bloom needs it because he has such a good voice himself, but like I could see that in your future.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. One day, just don't ask me to actually do character voices, because that's not going to happen. But anyway, so we got 18 newbies. Obviously, look, I'm going to say this right off the bat. If you're somebody who's been living under a rock, if you're a giant Survivor fan, who is coming and tuning in on August 20th or sometime before the premiere of 49, and you're like, wow, I can't wait to hear who these 18 newbies are. I don't want to know who the 2 people from 49 who are on 50 are. We're going to talk about that because it's pretty hard not to. We've been talking about it throughout the offseason anyway. It got out there. It's pretty on there. Like, well, how do we talk around that? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't think we
can.
can, but I'm now recalling when we were talking about millennials versus Gen X, and we knew Game Changers was in, a returning player season, and there were like 2 question mark photos on the leak. And like I had asked you, Phil, at that time, I'm like, I don't want to know who the 2 people are because it's going to influence how I watch millennials versus Gen X. I'm going to look out for those players. It's going to affect our fantasy games. And you're like, well, I already know. It was in a comment or something. And I went all through millennials versus Gen X without knowing that Zeke and Michaela would be returning. But here it seemed like there was it was just like caution to the wind. Like, we're just releasing the whole thing. And no one really had a choice in the matter here. So I feel like you said, at this point, you probably already know. If somehow you don't, there's not really a way we can't talk about it.
Well, because CBS didn't officially announce who the 49ers were, but as soon as it was announced that there were 2 49ers, like the people who do the digging on Instagram, on X, like on YouTube channels, it's all been all over the place. Like, we have the pictures of the people in our Survivor 50 thumbnails. Like, it's
in our
really
brand
hard.
steal.
Yeah, like they're literally in our brand steal. Exactly. So it's hard if you've been following us. So that's just the one warning I'm going to give. But I'm just going to say, I actually was really digging this cast. I like from the 1-minute videos. I know, Will, last season with 48, I feel like you hit 48 before 48 even started. You're like, I don't feel like I'm getting a lot in this minute. I don't feel like I'm getting a lot in this minute. I feel like there were only a couple people that I didn't get a lot from in their minute. I felt like there were enough, like, even if, look, way too much about what people's parents did. Like,
a lot of parents, a lot of photos. Like, what child are you, Phil? Are you a middle child? Are you the oldest child? A lot of that in the videos.
And the reason I have a problem with that is because, like, the most interesting thing about these people about to play season 49 is not their parents. Like, it's not their family members, it's them. And yes, that might have to do with how they interact and stuff, but like the amount of times that we heard my parents are from here or my parents did this, it's like, but what did you do? Tell me more about you, right? And it felt like that was like a theme that was running through. So I feel like there were only a couple people I didn't get a lot from here. I will say, getting into, some 50 talk here, Savannah coming out as kind of like a female Russell Hantz mentality was not on my bingo card. I did not expect that to be her personality. I also thought she was going to be like 6'2". I didn't realize she was going to be the shortest person on her tribe a lot. Her and Riz God, in my mind, we're the reversed heights.
Why did you have their heights even as a factor in your head?
Because Riz, like, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me explain this. Riz God gives off that nerdy ORG energy, right? The org energy, where it's like, I do all the online reality games and everything. So I just assume he's going to be like your Cochran, who comes in, he's like 5'3", loves the game. That's it. And Savannah was like, she's like
Cochran's
on like
5'3".
I'm taller than Cochran though. I'm also like 5'10", so that's fine. But either way, it's like when you look at Savannah, then she's on like a news broadcast and everything in Atlanta, or at least she was. To me, like, you get that extra like 4 or 5 inches if you're on TV. So like, I just assumed she was tall. I don't know.
Weird that those were your
gonna have to change my predictions.
First impressions here about how tall the cast members are. We've gotten a question one time, like on our Patreon, like, and it was like, can you break down how height influences votes in tribal council? And it's like this grand theory that height actually plays a major role in securing jury votes. But I think we went through and we're like, there's not enough evidence to support that theory. It seems very circumstantial. My initial thoughts on this cast is, and maybe this is just the person producing or the people producing these videos every season, like, focuses on something new. I remember 47 was like the high energy cast. Everyone's like, oh my God, I'm on Survivor, let's go. And then 48 was like, didn't really get much from it. This, I got like, I don't know what the right word is. We got a lot of people in a transitional stage of their life, it feels like. And we got a lot of people focusing. It's like, I used to do this and this, but now I do this. And that was kind of the theme I picked up from this cast. This also felt like a pretty laid back and chill cast. And not that they're, not going to play the game hard, but even the people that mention, like, this is my strategy, I'm going to win, I'm going to dominate, I'm going to make an alliance, like, or I'm going to burn someone's clothes or hide their jacket. Like, everyone said it with like this very calm demeanor where it's like, yeah, I'm playing, I'm coming. Or like, maybe they didn't talk about the game at all. Everyone just seemed to relax, kind of chilled, like not this high anxious energy, pinch me, I'm dreaming I'm on Survivor.
Well, I did feel like there were a lot of Survivor fans, though. There were a lot of people who talked about, I've been watching this since I was 8 years old. Jawan has the conversation about when he was like babysitting his younger siblings. It was always like, let's watch Survivor. So you do have some people who really like. You also have some people who just discovered it. You have some terrible hot takes. Bloom put out the hot takes for each player.
Well, I haven't read those yet, so I'm excited.
Yeah, some of them are just like, what are we even talking about? Well, one person said, I hate the Final Four fire making.
Wow, no one is going to agree with them. That is too hot.
Sorry, I have to go lower my AC because I am burning up in my house right now. So we'll talk through some of
the we say that with hot takes, though. It's like, well, that take is a take. But it's like you might feel strongly about it. You might feel hot and angry about it, but it's not hot in the terms of like it being controversial or like no one's going to agree with you.
There's one in here though that is all-time hot take. All time. I'm so ready for it. I'm so excited. Michelle Goriev, if you're listening here, I think that's how I say your name. I don't know, but you were commenting like crazy all about Parvati on the AU versus the World video. Listen closely when I get to this one. It's going to make you feel better about Parvati and your take about Sandra and heroes versus villains. So for all the negative I've brought to your life over the last 3 days, here comes some positive.
Now you're naming like these people by name and you're like,
dude, there are 17 comments, Will. It had to be from this man.
I don't know if you want to award the pestering, like, I don't know. I haven't read the comments, so I won't judge, but it seems like you're annoyed with these Parvati stands and like now you're giving them attention, which is not.
I'm helping him out. I'm telling him he also commented on our AU versus the World video and said, where's Will? I want Will to do AU versus the World. So Will, I mean,
well, great.
I'm
hopping in at some point. Phil just has to tell me what episodes I need to watch.
I will say this, we're going to do every episode individually now. Obviously, as everybody knows with AU versus the World, it's going to be kind of a mess because I'm going away. So I'm not going to be here for finale week or anything. Tegwith's away right now. She's making these videos while she's on vacation that I know she's posting on her social media and stuff. But we will be back Sunday morning, Monday night, Tuesday afternoon. So we will have an episode every day coming up. Will, you just jump in whenever you want.
All right, I'm there.
There you go. All right, let's actually start talking about this cast. So I'm using all the pictures and everything. This all comes from Parade. This is all from Bloom. I love the way he organizes everything, and it's who I'm comfortable with, right?
Oh, I haven't even looked at the tribes yet, too. So this is fun.
Oh, we have the tribes
Parade now. So I'm looking through.
So I have a slideshow. So here you go.
I like the art direction too. It looks like they're going somewhat Thai.
So here we go. So we have our slideshow. There's the cast right now. There's your 18 people. Say hi. All right, say bye. So this is the first tribe.
I didn't see hi in there.
Yeah, this is the first tribe we have. This is the Hina tribe, I guess. Hina. So we will have to see how this goes. There are 6 people here. I think we have our oldest male is on this tribe. I'm not sure, other than that, what stats to note here, but we're going to get into all of them right now. So we'll take a good look. What's your initial reaction? Oh, you already listened to the videos, right? You already listened. So
I watched all the videos, but I haven't read through the questionnaires. That's usually what we do live here. Like we get first impressions from the videos and we read the questionnaires and the hot takes in the next hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah. All right. So if you want to follow along with us, like I said, it's literally in the order that Parade has the order. So the first person we'll be talking about is Jason Treul, 32 years old. Hometown is Anaheim, moved really far away from home and now lives in Santa Ana. He's a law clerk. Yeah. For anybody who knows Southern California, that's about 10 minutes, if that. So let's get into this man here. Jason, 3 words to describe him: scrappy, family first, brainiac. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? He wants to test his limits physically, emotionally, and psychologically. 1 life experience you feel has prepared you for this game: landing a job as a Google software engineer with no background or experience by self-studying during lunches and commutes at my customer support job. That's fun. Wow. Which previous player do you identify with most? Who do you think you will play like most? Kenny from Gabon. Will, how does that make you feel?
I mean, amazing, because I try to get Kenny on every cast that we do, even though it almost always fails. He almost never makes it. He's always like an honorable mention. I'm the biggest Kenny fan. I wish he's played again. So I love to hear that. But even more so, I'll say this at the top here, like the people who compare themselves to non-winners or include at least one non-winner shows some self-awareness, which is what you want to look for. The people that are like, I'm going to play like Parvati and Boston Rob and Sandra combined into one. It's like, all right, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sure you are. So
he
I
does
like that this is more of a, like, this is a one-time player who didn't win. That's big kudos there to Jason.
You want to hear the other name he said?
Yeah, sure.
Rachel. so there goes that, Will.
All right, but I said at least one. If you if you want to mention a winner, sure. Like, you should believe that you can win the game. You should head out on Survivor wanting to win the game, playing that you need to build a resume and make moves and like actually try to win. I love that. It's just that if you list like 3 or 4 winners, it's lame and usually you don't win. So yeah. I like this answer. It's one winner and then one-time player.
What will you value in an alliance partner? Different perspectives, prioritizing the alliance. I need someone who is willing to be honest when a move helps individually but hurts the alliance. Someone who's able to compromise and bring new ideas to make us a stronger unit. Favorite hobbies: video games, rollerblading, DDR, video games again, he put. Acoustic guitar, Panda Express, and then video games. So pet peeves, he put video games 3 times.
Panda Express as a hobby.
Which I'm also getting as ads on Parade right now for Panda Express. So good linkage.
I mean, there's probably something in the algorithm. It picks up the
I start getting
metadata of Panda Express and
ads, I'm out of here.
I just would never say a restaurant is a hobby. So I find that very funny.
What about like Barney's? That felt like a hobby. We'd hang out.
Well, that's like hanging out with also, if your hobby is like traveling and hanging out with friends, like those don't count.
Okay.
Those aren't hobbies either. I like my hobbies: breathing, eating. No. All
right. We'll keep going here. So his pet peeves are people who are afraid to be wrong or look silly. Own your mistakes. I believe showing weakness is strength. What's something we never know from looking at you? And I'm an incredibly aggressive LA driver, and I can sniff out weakness when making lane changes. LA traffic excites me. It's how I power trip. Love that. Biggest inspiration is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, not parents. I'll take it. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm just a small little guy. People underestimate me, even though I'm goofy and look full of weakness. The one thing I know I kick ass at is adapting, learning from my mistakes, and rallying hard. If they keep me long enough, they can't stop me. And Will, let me find his hot take before we dive in, because then we can talk about his video. Okay. Jason's hot take is that advantages that include block a vote, steal a vote, extra vote are stronger than idols. There's just an aura of threat around the idol, and I will argue that a perfectly hidden, nobody knows about idol is still quite strong. But I think the steal a vote is still stronger than that. But yeah, so that's essentially what it is. So
I like that. I'm getting immensely good vibes from Jason. I'm trying to remember what my vibes were on the video. I liked him, but I remember having one. I think it was that he was like too new of a fan, or like he doesn't feel like he knows the game well enough. But from reading this and reading that hot take, like, I kind of agree, and it kind of seems like he's a student of the game. And maybe I picked something else up in the video. Maybe I'll have to do a quick.
I actually put here. From watching his video too. I put not thinking he's going to go far, not very humble. Says he lives in fear all the time, and that's a good thing that'll help him on Survivor. But he says he's so smart, he tries to be humble, but eventually it's going to come across that he's smart. So that's what my problem with him from the video was.
Yeah, but him even acknowledging that it's hard for him to be humble about being smart shows some awareness of that. Like, I took that from him at like, look, I'm really smart. Like, he works at Google and he didn't even go to like a, professional school or like formal learning. Is that the way you say it? So he's like, I believe this person's smart. I love that hot take, though. Usually the hot takes are bad. Usually the inspiration's bad. Not mentioning the parents is like, he's winning the questionnaire so far. I know he's the first player, but like,
and he said Kenny, so Will literally can't.
I'm getting better vibes from his questionnaire than I am his video.
I agree with that. His video does not come across well, and he's talking about, I'm such a small guy, whatever. But he can't lean into the nerdy thing too much.
What do you think? Well, there's a lot of nerds on this cast and in New Era Survivor. So like, I don't know if it hurts as much as it did. And I don't know if it ever really hurt. Like, I've mentioned this a few times, especially recently, but like, the nerd archetype doesn't seem to be ever called out as a threat. Like, your Drews, like the Spencer Adam kind of archetype, like the Charlies, like these players go far in the New Era.
I think what I'm more saying is it's not. That's what I'm saying. Where if he leans into the nerd thing, he's not going to be as special as he would have been in season 17 when he watched Kenny. So that's where I'm saying, like, there's so many other nerds on the season. If that's his whole personality, people are going to be like, "What?" Like, okay, what does it matter? So I like his hot take though, because I always say idols in the new era. If I got an idol, I'd play it the first time I got it. I don't care what's going on the tribe. I would just play it because they rehide them. And honestly, like, idols are such a curse more often than not. Like, how many really successful idol plays do we see? Kyle had an amazing one early on in his season. It was also the first tribal council he went to. So again, that's where I kind of lean with just play the idol when you get them. And I do think block of votes, steal of votes can be used more advantageously, especially when you're in a situation with lost votes and chaos like we see on New Era Survivor.
Yeah, I think what the point he's like really making is that idols require guesswork and steal of votes don't. Like, if I play an idol on myself, I have to be sure that the votes are coming my way, and you can never really be sure. Like, people are playing you. Whereas if I go and steal your vote, feel like I steal your vote and I get to use it. And like, if I am in a 3-4 deficit post merge and I steal your vote, now we have a 4-3 advantage. Like, that is just, they can be very powerful. They require pretty specific timing though. Like, I don't know which one's more powerful, but I just think the steal a vote or block a vote, like when you use it, you know it's going to work. Like, it can't fail. You can't misplay it really. Actually, I mean, we have seen people misplay it. We saw Steven misplay the first steal a vote ever. But it shouldn't take as much guesswork.
Yeah. Look, we're 22 minutes in. We've talked about one person.
I know, but we had the intro for 15 minutes. And we really like Jason, or I really like Jason.
You really like, I mean, all you needed to hear was Kenny, and it's over. It's game over for Will right here. So let's move on to the next person here. Okay. What do I have to do? Click. There it is. Christina Mills, 36 years old. Hometown is Houston. Current residence is Edmond, Oklahoma. She's an MBA career coach. She is 3 words to describe her: adaptable, loyal, and random. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? When season 45 aired, I wasn't in a good place, dealing with postpartum depression, plus the unexpected loss of my mom. Caleb's joy brought a smile to my face. Emily's transformation gave me hope. I felt like Uncle Jeffrey was talking to me when he said apply, and here she is. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game? Being a mom to Irish twins, meaning 10 months apart. Which previous player do you identify with the most? After watching Panama, I'm convinced I'm Suri 2.0. I'm first playing the game at age 35 like Suri, have young kids, and absolutely love my comfortable couch. I've never been camping, and I'm choosing to get out of my comfort zone. Rachel and I have a lot of similarities, but ultimately I think I'd play most like Carson. We're social nerds who are loyal to our people. What will you value in an alliance partner? Someone who I can just look at and we understand each other. I need someone who will balance my personality. I'm a big picture person. Need to align with someone who's good with the details. Favorite hobbies: cycling and boxing, group fitness classes, chasing roller coasters, and traveling with my husband. Pet peeves: bullies. I'm a non-confrontational person, but if someone's getting bullied, I'll step in. Something we would never know by looking at you: was a Broadway star in a past life. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My husband and best friend, Richie. And why will you be the sole survivor? I'm great at building genuine relationships with any type of person. People get protective of me after one conversation. I think I'll be the secret keeper for multiple castmates and will strategically use that information to get me to the end. What is Christina's hot take? The hot takes aren't in the same order. So give me 1 second here. Christina's hot take. This is the one. Okay. Again, Will said, don't be naming people, but Michelle, listen to this one. Here we go. I mean, this is just all-timer. Sandra, I love you so much. I really do. I promise. But I don't know if she should have won her first season. And this is, Bloom clarifies and says, you think Scoutmaster Lil should have won. And her answer is she played her game. She really did play her game. And it wasn't her fault that she had to be in that outfit. It wasn't her fault at all. And I do think she played a really good social game. So Christina Mills is saying Scoutmaster Lil should have beaten Sandra in Pearl Islands. Look, if you're going hot take, go big or go home. Christina Mills just went as big as you can possibly go.
Yeah, at least we're not going to rag on her for stating a take that everyone agrees with and that isn't hot. I mean, this is flaming hot that Lil should have won Pearl Islands. Because I was getting very good vibes from Christina. Like, she seems very pleasant. She seems amicable. That, like, she even says in her questionnaire, I can get along with anyone. I kind of got those vibes from her video. She didn't even need to tell me that in the questionnaire. That's just kind of the vibe she gives off. She speaks of this like social nerd, which I do think is kind of a archetype on Survivor, or at least like that type of person, especially in the new era. Like, there are a lot of nerdy people, but there aren't like introverted, like weird nerds that just sit at home. They're like nerds because they're passionate about like nerdy things and are able to like be passionate and relay that passion to people around them and actually interact with people. Even in the early stages of Survivor, when they've cast nerds on the show, they inherently have to be pretty social just because they need people that can give confessionals. They need people that can be good TV. They aren't like casting nerds that are like afraid to talk or nervous. Not that type of nerd. So I was getting really good vibes from Christina. Maybe not strategically in that, like, she's like, I need someone to do the details for me, like in terms of splitting votes or rallying up numbers or using steal votes or advantages or lost votes and all of that. Like, I'm not getting that from her. But as someone who will go share a secret with Christina, I think that makes sense. I'm buying that. But if your like hot take is that Lil should have won Pearl Islands, then I don't know if I can buy any of you. I don't know if I can trust that you are social. I don't know if you even know what the definition of social is if you said Lil played a good social game, because everyone did not think Lil was, I don't want to be mean to Lil here, but like, Lil was not fun to be around, and that she only got voted back in the game by the Outcasts because they didn't want Lil around them on the pre-jury trip. So like, I don't know. This hot take kind of throws me for a loop with Christina.
Dude, it blew my mind, because then her video was great too. She talks about in her video, Oklahoma is the only state where every county is red. She's a black liberal living in Oklahoma, so that's why she thinks she can get around. She can be around anybody and get along with anybody. Her mom died from a fentanyl addiction, which I think was like unexpected and came on late. And that's something like that was one of the family ones that really made sense to be brought up in the video. I think there's a lot of depth to Christina. This is just the craziest. I mean, you want to go flaming hot takes. I don't know if we're going to see one that tops this in the history of this show.
I don't think so.
So you're higher on Jason, huh?
I'm higher on Jason. I think I can see Christina going very far and being like a very important person on this season. I could also see her going pre-merge and being like an afterthought who gets like no confessionals, or like one confessional every other episode until she gets like 3 in her boot episode. Something like that. Where like I could see if she doesn't find like a trustworthy alliance early, like if she falls to the bottom on her tribe, I don't see it for her. I don't see it. I think she needs to be in like a group and like a loyal group. I don't think she's going to be like bouncing back and forth, flipping on people, getting people to flip. Like, she's going to need a pretty smooth ride, at least up until the merge. Yeah. And then if she gets to the merge, like, I think you could see this person, like, you could see Christina winning. You could see her being very social, very likable, making moves, but I don't know. I think it could be a tough start.
All right, let's move on to the next person here. We got Matt Williams, 52 years old. Hometown is Farmington, Utah. Current residence is St. George, Utah. He's an airport ramp agent.
Throwing bags, baby.
Throwing bags. 3 words to describe you: confident, curious, spontaneous. What do you want? Why do you want to be part of Survivor? 26 days in Fiji will be nice. $1 million will be nice. But if you're anything like me and you have a burning desire to cling to a telephone pole in your underwear on national television, Survivor is the only way you're going to get that done. Love that. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Does my childhood count as an experience, is all he says there. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Will. He says Joe, but not Joe Hunter. He says Joe, the gorgeous bohemian from Utah. So he's talking about Joe Englund there.
There you go.
Who do you think you will play most like? I hope to play the game like Kenzie. She was so likable. I could never write down her name. I really hope people have a hard time writing down mine. What will you value in an alliance partner? I hope to align with people who think they are smarter than me. If I can play a subservient role, it'll be easier to hide until it's time to turn it on. Favorite hobbies: fishing, hiking, traveling. Pet peeves: listening to someone incorporate texting shorthand into a verbal conversation, such as OMG or LOL. What is something we would never know from looking at you? I love to
SMH.
cook and would like to open a restaurant someday, maybe after I win season 49.
That's awesome.
Who is your biggest inspiration and why? My wife, Chrissy. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm prepared. I'm disciplined. I'm acceptable. I'm adaptable, not acceptable. I'm adaptable, and I'm on a beach in Fiji. At this point, all I need is patience. I like that. Let's see what his hot take is. Let's see. Matt, his hot take is I'll throw over just a real historic one that we can walk away from. I liked Russell. I did. I thought, you know what? He deserved to win the game. So what if he was a villain? He deserved to win the game. But there's a definite polarization. He's yesterday's news at this point. So one move that I liked and I don't think he got credit for is Chris completely stealing the season from Devins. That's his hot take. He thinks that Chris deserves more credit for what he did on Edge of Extinction to win that game.
Those are both, they're not bad, but they're not as hot as Christina's.
I mean, nothing's going to touch. That's like you fell asleep in the sun. Like Matt's, you're getting pretty close to the sun with Chris saying Chris deserves more credit. I think most people kind of just, flush Chris away here when it comes to talking about winners. But Matt's over here saying no, like he deserves more credit. And, we always talk about, I remember when Alexa and I were doing the recap for that finale, it was like, what more could Chris have done? Like if anybody was going to win with that twist, like he did every possible thing he could do to win with that twist. So good on Matt for giving Chris, of all people, credit. And I'm sure Bryce over on his podcast is losing his mind screaming Thunderwood. So good for Bryce for having Matt giving Thunderwood some shout outs here. I also really liked Matt's video. I loved Matt's video. I thought Matt's video was great.
Yes, I think this tribe so far, and this was also another vibe I kind of overall with the entire cast. Maybe it goes along with the chill vibes and that everyone's kind of like happy-go-lucky, but it does feel somewhat kumbaya as well, where it's like people want to hang out and have a good time, be social. Like I think Savannah was like maybe the only person that gave villain energy at all, or like I'm gonna like play ruthlessly, or I'm gonna lie. Like it just felt like I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm here. I'm good. I'm a good hang. Let's see how we do. Really interesting that he used to be a stockbroker and then switched jobs to being the bag man.
The bag thrower. He said he's just a bag thrower. He's listed
agent.
as an airport ramp agent, whatever that means. But yeah,
throwing bags.
And he said, he goes, he thinks he'll be underestimated for this because once you hit a certain age like him, it doesn't matter how much you work out, what you eat, you start to get that gut. You just start to look out of shape. He's like, I'm going to surprise some people because I'm not just like this overweight old guy. I really dug his video. He said that his look makes him, because it allows people to like underestimate him, but also feel like they can approach him. And I think that's great for him. I as an older guy, that's what you need. We see Gabler in a similar iteration of what Matt looks like here go on to win the season. So, Matt could be the type of older player archetype that you need.
Yeah, I think sometimes with older players, it's harder for them to fit in socially. And then sometimes they are a bit weaker for challenges. I don't see Matt having either of those problems. Like, I think he seems like a good guy to be around, and he's going to be very strong and do very well in challenges.
You want to read that, Will?
Dale Seymour says Phil feels good about him, so he's first boot. Is that a trend that's been happening?
I don't know. Who was first boot on 48? Stephanie, I didn't feel very good about Stephanie. We took Stephanie last round. 47, John Lovett, I didn't feel good about at all.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
No, so I'm good. I'm chilling. 46.
I felt good about Jelinski. Felt really good.
It's been a while since I've had it for Maddie Pomio was probably the one where I was like, she could do really well. And then it was like, actually, she went home 1-0. So I cursed her.
Yeah, I like Matt here. And I think I like this tribe a lot too. Like they seem like they're going to get along. So, yeah, I mean, we have to keep going through the other three because I think the first three, like, I feel really good. So hopefully there's some people we feel bad about, so we can be like, yeah, if this tribe goes to tribal council, like, this is who's going home. But so far, I liked it. I like this group.
I can feel you wanting to say slam dunk. I can feel it. You're like, it should be like, so far, these first three slam dunk. Like, I can just.
I don't know about slam dunk, but we'll see if we can squeeze a slam dunk somewhere.
Do you think this is the real RIZGOD Riz God saying go Riz God with a picture of the word Riz God? If it is him, he's got
could
Riz.
Be. Could be.
I'll never count out that it's him because I still don't know what a Riz God is. We're gonna get there. Michelle MC
Oh,
Chukwujekwu.
he's on this tribe too. I got such good vibes from MC in
Great.
the video.
She's an alternate as well. An alternate, 29 years old from Sashi, Texas, now lives in San Diego as a fitness trainer. She was supposed to be, I believe, on season 48.
There was someone else who was it was an alternate for 48.
Jason. Oh, no. Jason and MC were both alternates for this season.
Oh,
and both ended up getting bumped in.
Sophie Segreti was an alternate for 48.
Yeah, and Sage was an alternate for 47. So MC was not going to be playing. And we have seen players, we've talked about this a lot, like players who are either alternates or maybe get that bump at the last second do tend to play pretty well when they get that chance. So MC could be somebody definitely to look for. All right, it's Riz God. He says, I've been a fan since Millennials vs. Gen X boys. Keep up the great work. I love it. I love it. I hope all of my 50 ribbing of what is Riz God. Hopefully he still loves me. Anyway, MC, let's talk about MC here. MC's probably like, Riz God's stolen enough of my thunder. He's not allowed to steal anymore right now. So MC, oh, that's the hot take. Hang on. We got to get there. Oh God. All right. She is competitive, high energy, and goofy. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Because it's epic. It's a perfect blend of athleticism, sociology, and mental strength. Plus, there's a chance to win $1 million. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game? Working in sales, because I've had to learn what's the right way to say and who's the right person to say it to achieve the outcome I want. Which previous player do you identify with the most? I identify with Tiff the most and love watching her play. There you go. Not a winner and a different person here. Who do you think you'll play most like? She does say she'll play most like D, however.
Right.
D's a popular one here.
Did this get split into two this season? I feel like, who do you identify with and who do you think you're going to play like? Did we get two questions before? I feel like it was just one question.
I feel like it was just one, and I think Bloom might have added the second one here.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I think who do you most play like has been in there, and that's when people say the winner. But now the identifying people are saying, I'll be a little bit more humble and not pick a winner.
Yeah, and so she never watched before season 47. So when she found out she was going to be on, she probably went and just like watched 45, and that's why she's saying D and Tiff and all of that. What will you value in an alliance partner? An open mind to hear different perspective, and not someone who says it's my way or the highway. Favorite hobbies: working out, pickleball, hiking, gaming, roller skating, or just going outside to soak up the sun and touch grass. Pet peeves: not feeling hurt or being talked over / interrupted. Bullies, rude people. Bullies are whack. What is something we would never know from looking at you? Season 47 was the first season I ever watched. I quickly became obsessed, binge watch half the seasons. Now here I am. Wow. Biggest inspiration is her big sister. Why will you be sole survivor? I've got the social charm to be everyone's best friend and outwit. I've got the athleticism, the crush, physical challenges, and outplay. I've got the mental endurance to outlast. And her hot take, and this isn't, I can't count this as a hot take for MC here because she just started watching. She says, I know a lot of people disagree on this one, but I think the new era is better than the old era. We just started watching season 47. So of course you do. I
don't know. I mean, that is a very hot take. I will give her that. And she said she watched over half the seasons. So like, just by like mathing that out, she's seen more older era seasons than she has new era seasons. Before going out to play, she could have only watched 7 new era seasons, and she's seen at least 24 seasons or 23
Well, I mean,
seasons.
look, she's saying I watched half. That doesn't mean she actually did. Like, I watched about half of that, and then that really means I watched an episode, but I want to make it seem like I watched more.
Okay, so you're not buying that she's watched half the season. I don't know. I kind of buy it. I'm going to trust her. I'm not buying I don't think she's lying to us, Bill. You calling Michelle a liar?
I'm not calling Michelle. MC is not a liar. Michelle,
MC,
though, yeah. I just feel like it was probably like I'll watch all of the new era seasons. I'll watch some of the old. What do people think? Kaggy. Maybe I'll watch fans' favorites, heroes, villains. I'd be shocked if she watched Australia. Like I don't know. That's just my take. I could be wrong. I don't know. She says she never watched before. She likes doing boot camp. She doesn't do coffee or energy drinks. I appreciate that. I don't do coffee or energy drinks either. I don't do caffeine, or I try not to. Isn't that crazy? And I don't sleep.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy, man. I love caffeine, and I love coffee. I have coffee every morning. I don't understand how people don't do it. I really like MC. I got great vibes from the video. I'm getting good vibes from the questionnaire. My big concern was that she's just too new of a fan. Yeah. And even if you consume half the seasons in like 3 weeks or a month or whatever, like Are you still it feels like you're cramming for a test where you like study all night before, you get all the information in, you take the test, and then it just exits out the other ear and you never think about it again. Could she suffer something like that where she didn't actually take in what she was watching? That's my fear for her, but she does seem really social and nice. She opens her video saying she's like has resting bitch face and that people think she's standoffish, but I didn't really get that at all. She seems really friendly and social. She also hates bullies, so her and Christina can team up on some bullies if we find a bully on this tribe. So maybe they can make an alliance about like the bully. You beat up the bully? Does that make you the bully if you beat up the bully? I don't know. I'm liking Michelle. I'm liking this tribe.
Dude, I know. Normally you always come in here and you're like, look, we have to dislike some people because like that's what this is. This is solid first tribe here. This is a solid first tribe. I feel like they're all very different too. I know we talk a lot about how a lot of the new era cast can feel samey, right? It's like I overcame this and went to a really good college and all that. Like this does feel like these first four people we've read feel like they have different backgrounds or at different places in their lives. Like they're different levels of Survivor fandom. I think that's great.
Yeah, they feel different, but there's still there is this like kumbaya vibe. Are you picking that up? I really am picking that up. And maybe it's just this tribe. Maybe it's this whole cast. Feels like everyone's chill, relaxed, social, friendly. Like we don't have anyone who's going to like stir the pot so far on this tribe.
Yeah, I mean, we might not. I don't know. I don't know.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on. Sophie Segreti, 31 years old, Darnestown, Maryland is her hometown. Currently lives in New York City, is a strategy associate. 3 words to describe her: loud, funny, competitive. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? I've wanted to go on since I watched Survivor All-Stars when I was 9. Why would you want to go on after All-Stars?
What a season.
What a terrible, terrible disaster. What's one life experience has prepared you for this game? Business school. What is networking? Corporate America, but a game of alliances. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Rachel. What she says, my archangel of alternates, me also as an alternate. So there you go. She's an alternate here. What will you value in an alliance partner? Honesty. Favorite hobby: surfing, going to concerts, the gym, trying new restaurants, reality TV. Pet peeves: slow walkers in restaurants that make you wait for your whole party to sit. I love that last one. What is something we would never know from looking at you? I play the violin and I'm very handy. I'm in the orchestra at work. And regarding handiness, I have a full toolbox and love building and fixing things. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My mom. Boo. Why will you be the sole survivor? I have a knack for bringing people together. That plus maybe too competitive of a spirit is a winning combo. Let's see what else we have over here. Also, I'm going to boo every time somebody says their parents, just so anybody knows who's listening.
Yeah, we're not booing the mom. Like, I'm sure Sophie's mom is great, but like,
yeah,
boo that's your answer.
Yeah, that's how I feel. The Flint, this is her hot take. The Flint. Why are we taking away Flint from the losers? Why are we handicapping the losers? That makes no sense to me. Everything I've read about it and we see it, it starts a cycle where you're not eating and then you're not performing. And with this 3-tribe system, every time there's a tribe who loses once, they never recover. And I think it's the Flint, and it's not fun to watch one tribe get pummeled. How you feel about that?
I don't know if it's that hot. I sort of agree. Like from a game design perspective, like it's not a good cycle to take away from the losers. Like usually when you game balance, you try to like help out the losing team and take something away from the winning team, or like whoever wins, you make the next task more difficult so someone can catch up. So to like punish the loser is like not good game design. So like I'm with her there, and I think this has been talked about before, so it's not the hottest of takes.
Yeah. Well, her whole video is pretty much about her New York City dating life. And that's why she loved All-Stars, because with Rob and Amber, and her mom couldn't believe that they put that on TV. She's now no longer allowed to compete in the Survivor family Christmas game that they play every Christmas. Like, Sophie seems like, again, fits into this kind of kumbaya thing, even though she's saying I'm super competitive, all of that.
No, she doesn't. This is our first not kumbaya.
Okay,
Sophie is not kumbaya. She's
Okay.
not kumbaya. And this doesn't mean I don't like her or that I don't think she could be a good Survivor player. It's that I don't like her position on this starting tribe. Like, New York City has different energy. I love New York City. Like, I think it's awesome. I'm going to New York City in like 10 days and I'm pumped. But like, it takes a certain type of person to live there. Like, you navigate at a different speed if you are a New Yorker. If you're a true New Yorker, which it seems like she is, you got Matt from Utah. You got the other people from wherever they're from that isn't New York. Like everywhere else is more similar to each other than New York is similar to anything. Like I don't know if her New York energy is going to fit in with the chillness and laid backness of the first 4 people on her tribe. So I actually very much worry for Sophie here.
I could see it also based on how much she really did truly talk about the dating scene and everything like that. We will get to the next person on her tribe. I could see her and this next person aligning and thinking that they're going to get everybody on their side and being outnumbered 4-2 by the other people who are here.
Maybe.
So, yeah. And obviously we haven't gotten to that person yet, but I think like Sophie's video was a lot of fun. Okay. Sophie like knows where she's coming from here. She knows what she's doing. Like she knows what role she is playing on the season. I agree with you. It's a tough tribe.
But like, yeah, the competitiveness.
Normally these would all be really good things for Survivor.
They could be. And again, like so much of your Survivor experience is based on your starting tribe, especially when there's only 5 other players. And like if they have a similar vibe that you don't fit into, that can't be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I feel like she's going to be the one yelling at people during challenges. She's going to be trying to get the shelter built. Like, she's going to be trying to do too much. And everyone else is going to be, like, cracking jokes, hanging out on the beach, getting to know each other, just being social nerds and vibing.
See,
like, I need to do something. Can I look for an idol? I want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she'll be the most aggressive by far. Here's what I actually need right now. Yeah, Brian Oriana says, too much can mean your TK from 47. That's a good example. TK had no business being the first boot from his tribe, and he was.
That was my winner pick.
Yeah. Will, so maybe you should switch it up. There you go. So that's how bad Will's winner picks have been.
They haven't been that bad, have they?
I don't know. That's pretty bad. TK's pretty bad. You love Jelinski.
Winner pick last season. Cheyenne.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I need Blake's opinion on one thing. This is the first time I'm like, I need Blake's opinion. The hands in the pockets that we're seeing here, he always hates the hands in the pockets for the cast photo, but where those pockets are also located, this has to be driving Blake absolutely out of his mind right now when he's looking at this photo. Like, I'm going to get a call tonight when he finally looks at this cast. It's going to be like, what is Sophie doing? And then I'm going to have to figure out which Sophie, because there's 2 of them.
True. Yeah, I mean, that's probably not Sophie's call. Like, they have a photographer and they say, okay, put your hands in your pockets, tilt your head this way, look this way. Let's do a few like this. Take your hands out of your pockets. And they have like 100 photos. And then the CBS marketing person or publicist person sends it over to Mike. And this is what she gets. You can't blame Sophie for this.
Can't blame Sophie, but Blake will. Remember, Blake wanted to rank legacies based on how they placed. Come on, Will.
That was still the craziest thing.
I love that. All right, we're going to the last person here. This is Stephen Ramm, 35 years old. Hometown is Littleton, Colorado. He now lives in Denver. He's a rocket scientist. Survivor has a way of just like putting like guys with chiseled jaws as rocket scientists on. Like are there ugly rocket scientists? Because like we got John Fincher, we got Dave from Amazon, now we got Stephen Ramm, and like all 3 of them have like the same cast photo of like, yeah,
maybe it's something where like rocket science is always touted as something super complicated because everyone says, oh, it's not rocket science. And so it's like, oh, whoa, rocket science is scary. It's complicated. And so people don't feel confident to go pursue rocket sciences because they aren't confident overall. And if you're very good looking and have a chiseled jaw, you might be more confident. You're like, hell yeah, you know what I'm going to do rocket science and become a rocket scientist. Maybe that's it. So rocket scientists are actually very good looking. Are you frozen?
Did I lose Will, guys? Somebody, it was me. You keep talking. I got lost. Okay. That was me. My internet's acting up. I have too many things open.
All right, let's read through.
All right, you can hear me now, though. I'm coming through fine.
Yeah.
All right. 3 words to describe you: optimistic, outgoing, and empathetic. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? Discovery. As an aspiring lunar landowner, I'm an explorer at heart. I like that. He goes on to be very wordy with his deep space mission stuff in here. So, What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game growing up with hearing loss? I was undiagnosed until my early 20s and just assumed everyone heard the same as I did. Which previous player do you identify with the most? I identify with Rupert's ability to be unabashedly himself and Tyson's sense of humor. Who do you think you'll play most like? He says Charlie. What will you value in an alliance partner? An unwavering ability to tolerate my arsenal of bad jokes and remain calm and collected under pressure. Favorite hobbies: making music, playing competitive dodgeball, snowboarding, watching horror movies, shouting at the moon to assert dominance, and vibing with my golden retriever named after Rupert. Pet peeves: closed-minded people, open mouth chewers, story one-uppers, and moon landing deniers. What is something we would never know from looking at you? When I'm not working on technologies to pioneer the frontiers of the moon and Mars, I'm hustling as a musician. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My 99-year-old grandpa, who is a WW2 veteran. He survived the Battle of Iwo Jima. Why will you be the sole survivor? I bring a unique blend of left and right-brained skills to the game that will allow me to connect with people on both sides of the brain spectrum while also maintaining a low profile. And here's his hot take. He says, I don't know how hot or lukewarm this take is. You be my thermometer. But I think players should not be forced to risk their vote. Well, Steven, if you've ever listened to our podcast, that is the most cold take ever, or whatever it is, because I've been saying the exact same thing, screaming it for the last couple of seasons. So I love that take. I don't know if it's hot, but I love it.
Not hot at all, but we at least agree.
Yes, I love it. So, Stephen Ramm, Will, what do you got from Stephen?
I mean, he said it himself. He's going to play like Charlie, and I get absolute Charlie vibes from this dude. I think he's going to do well. I don't really see him winning, though, because he almost seems too happy-go-lucky. He mentions that he's optimistic, he's empathetic, he wants to get to know people. I think he's going to build good relationships, but it just seems to me that there are going to be more cutthroat, more strategic players willing to cut him and make the move. Like, you're a likable dude, I can't beat you. Or like, you're right now, you're someone I have to watch out for because you're smart and you like the game and you're a big fan. Your dog's name's Rupert. And like, I can't let you get to the end. I can't let you get me before I get you. And so I think he will do well. And I think he will fit in on this tribe. He will be able to hang out with the other four Kumbaya people. I do not now, even seeing Steven, I'm like even more out on Sophie. I'm sorry, Sophie. Again, I don't think Sophie necessarily has to be a bad Survivor player on every season. I just don't know how she's not the first boot on this tribe. I just don't see winner upside for Steven. I could see him getting a final tribal council. Like, he could suffer the same fate as Charlie, where he was actually playing a great game, but isn't able to like bring it to the forefront or articulate it or like get credit for what he's doing because it's happening too much in the background. I don't see him having that killer instinct to really become like the top dog and the top threat in this season. I could be wrong, but that's my prediction, that he's going to get very far and do well, but he's not going to win.
Brian Oriana has a good point here. His timing of play after Charlie and Kyle is a bit rough. And I agree with that. Cause you think about like after the Black Widow Alliance happened, it was like, oh man, that's the next Parvati. That's the next Parvati. That's the next Parvati. That's the next Parvati. Like that really hurt a lot of young women who fit into Parvati's archetype. With Charlie going and finishing as runner up, Kyle going and winning his season, I could see that being something where like these kind of average guys run into a little bit of trouble early on, where it's like maybe not even early on, but eventually people are like, maybe I don't want to get to the end. I know Charlie lost, but in the community, there is a big sense that Charlie's a very deserving runner up who very easily could have won. So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I would push back on that because I don't think they saw Kyle. I don't think any of these people saw Kyle win.
Yeah, the last thing they saw was the double boot. Actually, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think they know Kyle wins this season. At that point, everyone thought it was Joe. And then also Charlie, like you already said, Charlie didn't win. So like this type of player has not won a New Era season, at least for the 49ers heading out there.
Yeah,
they don't know that.
Well,
so,
and the people who are saying a lot of Rachel names right now, like I saw the comments, people are like, why are there so many Rachels? It's the last person they saw win.
We're seeing Rachel. We even had Matt bring up Kenzie. We've gotten some D mentions. So like for these players, the women won the last
three seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they won 45, 46, 47. Jam was in there at 48 or 44. I mean, yeah. So I could see those Steven. I don't know if Steven is single or not. I could see.
Oh, he has a girlfriend.
He does. Okay. I was going to say, because I could see Steven and Sophie playing together for sure. But yeah, I do feel, as crazy as it is, because normally like the type of archetype that Sophie is, I would say could do very well. I do agree with you. She does feel like the outsider on this cast. on this tribe.
Yeah.
Interesting. Here, let's look at heights real quick one more time. Well, all right, so they're all like very average height.
Yeah, I think Steven is the tallest, or maybe Michelle is even.
It looks like MC is actually the tallest. Steven just gets to hold he's got the David position of holding that tribe flag.
Yeah. I get good vibes from this tribe. I think challenge-wise, Matt is secretly really strong. Steven looks very strong. I think the women look fairly athletic. Yeah. I don't know how strong Jason is. Christina could be a bit slow, but like, I don't know at all. They have people who can solve the puzzles. I think Jason says he's smart. Sure. Like Jason can probably figure out a puzzle. We have a rocket scientist. Maybe he can do a puzzle. Yeah. So like, seems pretty solid. I haven't looked at the other tribes like together in groups, so maybe that will help us on the challenge side of things. But I overall get very good social kumbaya vibes. I think the winner could come from this tribe. I just don't feel good about Sophie. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Sophie. Also, in this picture, Sophie looks so much like Tori, and Tori did not have a great run on 42. So that's just like burned into my brain too. You know, Tori really struggled, even though she went a little further. Like day one, it was like this Tori girl, huh? So, all right, let's move on to the next tribe then. There it is. This is the tribe that I have to remember. The Kelly tribe, named after Kelly. How crazy is that? Wait, this is called the Kelly tribe? Kele. I'm assuming it's pronounced Kelly. I bet it's Kelly. So I don't think they would name a tribe a Kelly tribe. Which is crazy. It's like, Kelly. Well, Kelly. I'm going to call it the Kelly tribe. It's like Fang, right? It was Fong, and then it became Fang because they didn't want to say Fong anymore, and Jeff didn't have a choice. So, yeah, it's the Kelly tribe. All right. So there they are. You're looking at them. That's the group of 6. Jake definitely looking a little bit bigger than anybody on the other tribe. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Alex Moore, 27 years old, Evanston, Illinois. Currently lives in D.C. as a political comms director. Alex, 3 words to describe him: empathetic, resilient, spontaneous. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? On top of the fact that I grew up watching with my family and was part of a Survivor club in high school, I feel like it is time to put myself first. What's one life experience that has prepared you for the game? When I was 23, I was promoted to communications director after 1 year and became one of the youngest communication directors ever on Capitol Hill. Which previous players do you identify with most? Yul Kwan. Okay, so at least we're going further back. And during Cook Islands, he played the game like a diplomat, which is what he's trying to do. I don't hate that answer just because it's a winner. Like that, I get it. Yeah, and it's going back. It's like digging deep into the winners here. Who do you think you'll play most like? He says Sam Phelan. Okay, there's a runner-up. What will you value in an alliance partner? Someone who is in the know and a good listener. What good are you to me if you aren't getting me my tea? Favorite hobby: summer softball games near the monuments in D.C., Thursday night happy hour on any patio or rooftop, inviting friends over for a pool day or to watch a game. Pet peeves: blocking a grocery store aisle with your cart when people would rather Uber than walk 10 minutes, and people with no self-awareness. What is something that we would never know from looking at you? Almost every Sunday, I enthusiastically purchase and eat grocery sushi for dinner. Okay. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My parents. Boo. Why will you be sole survivor? Beyond being the glue guy, going to be the one my teammates can't live without. Not only am I going to have close individual connections with each of my fellow players, but I'm going to be the one putting a smile on their face when times are tough. Everyone has that one friend they go to. That's me. Hot take from Alex. Let's see it. It is. Oh, he's the first one. Oh, I like this one's pretty fun. I have some pretty hot takes. Maybe this is even a conspiracy theory. The margarita curse is fake news. I see TikToks about it. They have not met Alex Moore. They do not know I am a king for margaritas, and so I'm going to take that happily, down it in front of everybody, and win the game. My sister shot me a text before leaving. She's like, do not take the margarita. So this is just how into it his whole family is with Survivor. For anybody who doesn't know what the margarita curse is, whoever has gotten the margarita at the auction has been voted out on the next day. And Alex is saying he's going to make it to the auction, get the margarita, and he loves them so much that he will be able to survive that next tribal council and win the game. Yeah, I don't know if that's a hot take, saying that you're going to break the margarita curse when it's a very new curse that I don't even know if, I don't know. And I think it's just something he wanted to bring up to show off his knowledge, if I'm being real here. Yeah, it's not like an opinion on the show, just saying that you're going to do something. Yeah, which is fun. He even says it's more of a conspiracy. I mean, I like that it's different and that I like that it's not like a opinion that like 90% of people agree with, because it's not really an opinion. It's like a side mission.
What I need to know is, does he think Lil could break the margarita curse?
I don't know if you need to know that.
I do need to know that. That's going to be the question. Him and Christina need to have that conversation on the island.
Mm-hmm.
His DC boss is stoked out of their mind that he is playing this game, which I thought was like really funny. He gave me really good energy in his video too. Like so far, I'm liking what they've done with this cast. He gave me like that young, excited political professional who's also just like still got that like youthful personality. I liked how he was like, yeah, I thought she was going to be there. I was going to get fired on the spot. And instead it was like, you better go win that. Like, let's do it. So I don't know. I like Alex. So far feeling it. What do you think, Will?
This Alex guy it gives great vibes, great energy. He seems like another happy-go-lucky, happy to be here. I want to be friends with everybody. I mean, this is a cast that just wants to be friends with each other. And I do think like that's something we've seen in more New Era Survivor. There's not enough people that are out there to play hard or necessarily play to win, or like even personalities that clash even outside the game. Or we're not talking about votes or blindsides or advantages. We're just talking about like, oh, you like had too much rice, I'm going to yell at you. Or like, you're sleeping too close to me. Or like, I'm going to go sleep on the sand under the stars because I hate the rest of my tribe. Like, we don't have these like conflicting, combative personalities that we've seen in old school Survivor. And like, as we go through this cast, I mean, it kind of makes me go like, is season 49 just going to be like a love fest? Like, that's kind of what I'm getting worried about.
We don't need
Alex
a boring
seems like a great
season.
guy, and it's nothing against these people. These people seem like they're too good of people. Like, I need some bite. I need some like, I need some. I don't know. Like, give me something. Like this guy, he's like working in DC, living the dream, like trying to make the world a better place. He's empathetic. He's like, you just want to give this guy a hug.
I feel like, yeah, what you're bringing up is a good point of like, season 48 was kind of a kumbaya season too. Nobody really wanted to put each other out, and it wasn't good. Now, there have been pretty good kumbaya seasons. I mean, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there have been some good ones.
Really?
I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my
head.
Like
46 was not a kumbaya season.
No, they still hate each other to this day. I mean,
47 was not a kumbaya season.
47, yeah, they all get along. See, maybe this could go more like 47, where they all still get along.
I wouldn't say 47 is a kumbaya season.
No, but they all get along, like I'm saying, in like real life, and I'm saying 48. They all got along in real life.
Get along in real life after all you want, but at least like have some bite or snark, or like, I don't know. Like, everyone seems so damn pleasant to be around. They seem like great people.
Well, you got to get on the show, man. We need more people like you. That's what we need.
Sure. Gladly.
I mean, if any of the AU people made it this far in, they're nauseous right now hearing us just say all this positive stuff about this cast when I said all that negative stuff about AU. Like, we're too positive.
Like, it's positive in that they are too positive of people, which makes it, I think, a negative for good television. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a negative for the TV product.
I get that. I hear what you're saying. I get that.
Seems like a great guy.
Next one. Kimberly Annie Davis, 49 years old. Hometown is Portland. Currently lives in Austin. Is a musician. Let's see what Annie's up to. Oh, God. Computer, hang in there. 3 words to describe her: spontaneous, risk taker, and wrecking ball. Wrecking ball is technically 2 words, so that's 4.
Why do you want? Is also hyphenated.
It is hyphenated, yeah. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? Survivor is the true game of life. Unlike the dumb 80s game where getting married and having kids defines success, Survivor manages to sum up nearly every type of life challenge in 26 days. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game? As an entrepreneur and CEO, I've had to learn how to separate business from emotion when making big decisions. During COVID, had to lay off 28 of her 30 employees, some of which were her closest friends. Which previous player do you identify with the most, and who do you think you will play most like? Kenzie and Jam Jam, so 2 winners. What will you value in an alliance partner? Trust has no place in Survivor is by nature a game of deceit. Knowing this, I need to align with someone who is strong in areas that I am weak so that it becomes mutually beneficial to stick together. Favorite hobbies. It's not a hobby anymore, but writing music and performing with my band Trashy Annie is my favorite way to spend time. Pet peeves: dumb people, leaf blowers, bring back the rake, biscuit cans. Do they have to be so scary to open? What is something we would never know from looking at you? I have 2. Growing up on food stamps and welfare, and put myself through college on a trumpet scholarship after teaching myself to play. getting my doctorate and starting my own company called Run Lab 13 years ago. What's your biggest inspiration and why? My husband, Jonathan. And then why will you be the sole survivor? I've never quit anything in my life and I don't intend to start now. Annie's hot take. Let's hear it. Oh, that's not it. Annie's hot take. Here it is. If I were more of a super fan and knew all the details, everything, I think I'd come up with something pretty cool, which now that I'm on the show, I'm going to watch back everything with a whole different lens. I've seen them all, but I just watch them as, oh, this is cool. So not thinking about it this way, I do think, though, fewer super fans on the cast is better. Is that what I'm reading here?
Yeah, I mean, that's not the hottest take, but you can get behind that.
Or even maybe putting a person who's just never seen Survivor, because it kind of takes it back to the early days when people hadn't seen the show and it created so much drama and so many like crazy moments. So, I mean, I do agree with that. I think it's gotten so crazy where people have been talking about, they built, like, Hunter built everything in his backyard. Carson had done all the puzzles. Like, when it becomes too predictable like that, I think David was somebody who hadn't really watched much Survivor before going out there. And I thought he was a fun casting choice because of that. So I do agree with her on that front. Her video, a lot of, again, energy. What do you think about Annie's chances?
I don't think she has good chances of like winning, but I mean, at least she's bringing a different kind of energy to this season that just hasn't been present. I think maybe I've cracked something. I cracked the theory here with the new era potentially, or at least 48 and 49. Like, when you cast so many pleasant people, the ones that are the outliers, the people that maybe do drive drama or a little bit more odd or unique or conflicting, like, those people stick out more and then they go home early, and then the people that are left just want to hang out and have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I worry for season 49 because I think Annie's or Kimberly. Is it Kimberly or is it Annie?
She goes by, so her band is Trashy Annie. So I think she's going to go by Annie, even though her birth name is Kimberly. I mean, Annie is short for Kimberly. Everybody knows that. You're good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Annie, as like the older woman, it's tough, challenge strength. There's a stigma, there's a stereotype there, even if she can perform well. It seems like she's like involved in running. So she probably is more athletic than people might first think. But like, she's so much fun. Like, I loved her video. I love her energy. I love her dancing or playing guitar and like her outfits. But like, she screams first boot. Like, she really, like, if she doesn't make it to a swap, I find it so hard to see her like working her way in, especially when like so far, wait, we've only known one person on this tribe. Like, Alex is the only person we know so far. And he's just going to be friendly and social with the other friendly and social, pleasant people. And she's going to stick out. I mean, I really want to see Annie last a while. I think she's a lot of fun. I think she's a unique character, but I think she's going to get lost in the mix and maybe go home early.
I like that she became a musician in her 40s. Like, that was the route that she went. So she started to become, like, that's a pretty big change. And to become somebody who goes for a more entertainment, artistic career path that late, I think is fun. Yeah, I do agree with you, though. I think she's going to be in trouble. I mean, I don't know the rest of this tribe, just like you don't know the rest of this tribe, but I do think that she's in a little bit of trouble based on the rest of the cast, too. Maybe she's somebody who can go deep, but I don't know if Annie's going to have what it takes to win or be a threat, really.
Yeah, I wish someone like Annie could win a season of Survivor, but like, I just don't think it's possible. So I'm sorry, Annie. Like, yeah. I want to see Annie, but like, Annie could even go the route of Star, where she's like this really fun personality in her videos, and you just don't hear from her, and she goes like early merge randomly. Like, I could see that too, because we're focusing on more the end game people that are all kumbaya.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about this season, Phil.
Oh God, you're just still sick from what you watched on 48.
I just find everyone to be very pleasant. I mean, even Annie, she's one of the most unique cast members, and she still seems like a pleasant person to be around. She could still fit into the kumbaya nature of this cast.
I mean, let's be real here. It does seem like the casting department has started to cast more people that they would want to be friends with. And so maybe that's why you're getting more pleasant, like loud, cheery personalities, but maybe not the most entertaining thing for Survivor. Is that what maybe could be a fair argument?
Yeah.
You want to be friends with
It's
these
not
people?
like reality TV is about conflict and drama and interpersonal dilemmas and fights and villainy and all that. That's not the direction the casting is going for Survivor.
What's the direction that we're going with this cast? Jake Latimer, 36 years old, Regina, Saskatchewan, now lives in St. Albert, Alberta, is a correctional officer. No wonder Blake just tuned in. Here's Jake. So Jake. 3 words to describe yourself: respectful, selfless, loving. Why do you want to be part of Survivor?
Selfless and loving and respectful.
What a guy,
come
dude.
on.
I mean, honestly, take him home to meet mom now.
Like Sophie said, competitive. That's the most like. Okay, keep going.
Sorry. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? This show has been a staple in my family since I was a kid. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game? Moving to Australia at 18, having to figure it out on my own. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Joe from season 48. There you go, Will. What will you value in an alliance partner? I want my alliance partner to have strong family ties, respect for others, a true wholesome demeanor, and strong core values. Favorite hobbies: golf, taking my dogs for a walk, motorcycle rides, and coaching the Special Olympics. Pet peeves: people being late, people thinking they're better than other people. What is something we'd never know from looking at you? Heavily involved in coaching Special Olympics in a volunteer position. I'm a big soft teddy bear. I cry during most movies. They're kind of going for the David archetype, it feels like, with this a little bit.
They're going for Joe archetype.
I just want David to be the teddy bear one day, one time.
Joe's the teddy bear. He's the family man.
Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My father.
Boo.
Why will you be the sole survivor? 2 motivations: have my first child born while I'm on the show. Will be the last season of Survivor my dad will be able to see. So his dad, this video was actually, though, like Jake's video was pretty touching.
It was great.
Yeah. Like Jake's video is the one where he had done the male review job, which was funny. And then he met his wife and they couldn't get pregnant. And then she got pregnant while he was going through casting. And now his dad has glaucoma. And this will be the last season his dad gets to see. And it's just like, it's like the true hero journey, right? It's like everything is just lining up for Jake. And his, what's his hot take? Oh, we weren't able to get a correction, a hot take from Jake or Savannah. So we don't have either one of them in here for this thing. So we don't have a hot take from Jake, but I mean, Jay Burn Aquatics already got Jake as the king of this season. So, you know, he's been wrong every time about who's going to win the season. So what do you got?
I loved his video, but this is a guy you just want to give a hug. Like he's got 2 very emotional stories behind him for this season. He's good looking. He's got the 6-pack. Seems like a charming guy. He was a male dancer at some point.
Yeah, that's what he did before he met his wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a stripper, essentially, or like
it's essentially like Chippendales, right?
Yeah,
like
Chippendales or like Mike situation.
Yeah,
I think that's funny. It seems like an all-around good dude. He's starting a family. I don't know, man.
You over this cast already, Will? Well,
I might be, man. Like, listen. Okay, I don't mind having good people and nice people, but like, at least come to play Survivor hard. Listen to his answer. This isn't even talking about your inspiration or your family life or your experiences or your this is like, what will you value in an alliance partner? I want my alliance partner to have strong family ties, respect for others, a true wholesome demeanor, and strong core values. Give me a break. That does not matter when making an alliance. This is Survivor. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Well, again, like casting has gone so far in one direction. I talked about this a lot during 48. Like when people sat around talking about like what their parents had been through and stuff, it was good because the cast could bond over those kinds of things. But at the end of the day, like, does that mean like anybody whose family life was just like very normal and basic growing up, like you're not going to get cast on Survivor anymore? I know that they don't want to cast villains necessarily, but like, if you ask me, what are the 3 words to describe you? I'm not going to say selfless and loving. That's for sure. Like pain in the ass is 3 words. And those would be, or that's 4 words. Shit. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I do hear where you're coming from here, where it's like, are we literally just casting people we want to bring to a dinner party? Or are we bringing people that like we want to watch butt heads. Like
Have
Survivor
we
is made
forgotten
on
that this is
villains.
an entertainment product?
I mean,
Like, it's not like a sob family fest. I
and
feel
if it
like
is, like, where's the Sari type? Like, I know Christina mentioned that she would play like Sari, but I think about who is on AU versus the World. Tony's a villain, Parvati's a villain, and Sari, for as heroic as they want to make her because of her first season, she plays like a damn villain every other time she plays. So, like, come on, like she's a hero
she
to
won
us.
a show called The Traitors. Like, you're right, Phil. Like, you look at what 3 stars are like currently, or 4 basically, that are like now on every single season of the show, or of like other shows where you have Deal or No Deal Island, The Traitors. Like, I was watching AU versus the World. I'm like, wait, Tony, Parv, and Sari have all been on The Traitors in all different seasons of The Traitors. And like, they're all villains. Like, that's what we want.
And now poor Jake is just, Jake, sorry for being the 9th person here or whatever, 10th person. So you're just going to get roasted. I like this from Tatiana Mariano Edits. I like this photo though, because it's not on the beach. That's true. So far, I think that's the only one.
It's the Guatemala of cast photos.
Yeah. Jeremiah Ng, 39 years old, from Windsor, Ontario, currently lives in Toronto. Global event manager. Come on, computer. You got this. 3 words: impulsive, loyal, and sincere. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? Survivor is an adventure of a lifetime. I visited 44 countries and 7 continents. I love a thrill in pushing my limits. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this? After working in the fashion and beauty industry for 12 years, I wanted to make a career change and started working in the financial industry. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Ty. Love that. Who do you think you will play most like? Jam. Okay, so you want to play like a winner, though. What will you value in an alliance partner? Someone who can help me forget how dirty and hungry I am. I want to align myself with loyal and fun people, preferably a Gemini. Favorite hobbies: reading about astrology and getting my tarot cards, right?
Tarot cards, yeah.
Pet peeves: half glass empty mindset, negativity, people who can't laugh at themselves, and people who only talk about themselves. He's not going to like this podcast. What is something we would never know from looking at you? That I'm always rooting for the underdog in everyday society. I kind of would know that looking at you. Who is your biggest inspiration and why? Final. Elle Woods from Legally Blonde.
Nice.
Love it. Like, that's an answer, Jeremiah. Thank you.
It's a really good answer, too.
Why will you be the sole survivor? Because I'm a karate kid and no one will ever see me coming. Well, talk about Elle Woods while I try to pull up his hot take here.
Yeah, I know she's a fictional character, but she was underestimated because she loves pink and has blonde hair. No one ever took her seriously, but she was true to herself and accomplished her goals her own way. She taught me being underestimated is a powerful perception because no one will ever expect you to achieve anything. Those were Jeremiah's words, not mine.
Okay.
But I agree.
His hot take, and this is way, we'll see what you think about this. I love season 2. That's what brought me into Survivor, and season 2 has been full of controversial characters, so we'll leave it at that. But the beef jerky with Jerry is so classic. That's so iconic. Loving Australia is not a hot take unless you're one of the online only people who simply hates that season in retrospect because of what some of the castaways have done in real life. Like, Australia is the most iconic season of the show, the most people watched that season on a per season basis. More than half of the cast has returned to play again. Colby's in Red Eye. Elizabeth Filarski was on The View or whatever for as long as she was. These people have played so many times. Colby's about to be on 50. This is only a hot take if you are one of those people who feels that you need to like influence your opinions because of things outside of the game later down the line.
Yeah, it's not hot. But I appreciate at least being like, you know what? Shout out to Australia. I don't mind that. We're 49 seasons in. Shout it out. That's fine.
And he's a gay. He said in his video, as a gay Asian, I felt isolated in a blue collar town, and his mom doesn't know he's going to be on the season, and he's very excited for her to find out. So she didn't know that he was traveling to be on Survivor.
Yeah. What do we think of Jeremiah here? Another guy who's going to be loyal and sincere, but he did say impulsive. I could see Jeremiah coming out like a little hot, like wanting to play a little fast and hard and aggressive. Can you see that?
Maybe he should have been on the same tribe as Sophie. I mean, I could see it going either way for Jeremiah. Like, also doesn't look 39, but getting like close to that scary number of 40. All people in their 30s are scared of 40. And it's like he's getting there. So maybe he is looking at this as like a midlife crisis move. Like, I could see that. So maybe he does play it a little bit more aggressively than others.
Yeah, like I don't get the chill kumbaya vibes, even though he seems like a nice, good, genuine person. It seems like he might bring it a little bit more. Maybe I'm just being optimistic, but he really likes this whole idea of being underestimated. And if like that's your calling card of like, I love the underdog, Ella Woods is my inspiration. Like if he sees himself in that light, like he wants to find success, he wants to achieve his goals, and his goal is winning Survivor. Like he's going to make it happen. He's not just going to sit around and wait there for like his underdog story to take over. So I think he will be an active player at least. So I'm in on Jeremiah.
Yeah, I think it's going to
go. He doesn't last long, but I'm glad he's here. At least he's giving me something a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, the Elle Woods answer just like automatically perks my ears up just because, again, it's not my mom. It's not my husband. I mean, we might have to start booing husbands and wives the way we boo parents at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, we boo parents. We boo husbands, wives. I mean, brothers and sisters, grandparents. Like, if you were related to the person in any way, it's kind of like a big womp womp.
Who's your inspiration, Will?
I would say Phil.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Phil Wood, not Elle Wood.
I thought you were going to say Shepherd after all that. Yeah, Shepherd. I can get behind Jeremiah. Let's move on. Nicole Mazulo, 26, hometown Long Island, current residence Philly, occupation financial crime consultant. Nicole's article here: jovial, quick-witted, and adaptable. Why can I say adaptable today? Why do you want to be a part of Survivor to contribute to the legacy and for the love of the game? What's the one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game? Moving from New York to Ohio right before high school, I learned how to be adaptable, how to use humor to connect with people, and the importance of taking risks. Which previous player to identify with most? Who do you think you'll play most like? There's so many players I hope to play most like: Parv, Sari, Rachel, Omer. They're charming, smart, manipulative, and emotionally intelligent. I identify most, however, with Jam Jam. What will you value in an alliance partner? Someone who can serve as the soundboard. I am good with numbers and nitty-gritty details. Someone that can help me paint a full picture would be great. Favorite hobbies: pickleball with friends, whining and dining my girlfriend because she's a princess and deserving, nothing less. 3 exclamation points. Going to Phillies games, exploring new restaurants. Pet peeves: bad company, boo, the West Coast. Whoa, a bagel that goes untoasted, entitlement, it's bad form. What is something we would never know from looking at you? My family and I missed the New York bagel so much when we moved to Ohio that we opened a New York inspired bagel deli. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My mom, boo. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm competitive as hell, a doer, and can connect with anyone. I know this game, how it's played, and know what it takes to win. I'm not afraid to push the boundaries and push myself to get the job done. I'm hoping that people enjoy me too much to vote me off, and before they know it, I'm sitting at Final 3, battling for the million. Nicole's hot take. Whoa.
All right, Nicole's going to bring it at least. Okay, so I think Nicole and Jeremiah could get together. And this tribe's got more juice. Now we're going in a better direction, Phil. I'm back.
So here's Nicole's hot take. Oh my God, I have so many. I love juicy tribal council where people were bitching and moaning, where people are yelling at each other, where people are asking hard questions. I love that. I miss that because I feel like now it's more of this kumbaya, which I'm totally about. The world has changed. We need to change with it. I totally am a symbol of that. Look at me. So I'm not dogging people being reticent to ask hard questions. I want hard, gross questions. I want people yelling. I love that. I want people to fight.
Yes. Agree.
What's so crazy to me, though, is I love the answers Nicole gave, and then Nicole's video gave me almost nothing. I feel like they chose nothing interesting from Nicole's video.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Nicole's video in her questionnaire did not align whatsoever.
Not at all.
Like, I thought this was just going to be like the loving teddy bear Nicole who's going to be happy to be around kumbaya. And then even her hot take is like, we need more fighting and hard questions at Final Tribal Council. I'm anti-kumbaya. She says she's a doer and she's competitive. So yes, I'm in on Nicole from the questionnaire, but like, yeah, maybe it's just what clips or like part of that interview were chosen. We're just shaping Nicole in a different way than she actually is. Or maybe she doesn't live up to what her questionnaire is. I don't know which one to believe. They're both, I don't know, like The video is more probably produced and edited because they interview them for probably 30 minutes at least, and then they cut it down to 1 minute so they can really like pick and choose what they want to make you look like. Whereas like the questionnaire, everyone gets the same questions. They're just going to answer it and they put it out. So like maybe believe the questionnaire more.
Here's my take, right? I feel that when I have to make like a video or something, I don't do well. I couldn't do stand up, but
No,
I
you
feel that
couldn't.
I feel that I do a good job like bouncing off of people, right? I feel like my personality really comes out when I'm talking to people, when I'm having conversations, all of that. Some people, that's how it is. Nicole might be that because based on the things that I'm seeing from Nicole's questionnaire, it feels like Nicole is kind of a social butterfly, but isn't afraid to step on toes and maybe crush those toes. But when I watched the video, it almost felt like she was a little awkward and like, I just want to be a kid who doesn't want to grow up. And that's really it. Like there was nothing else. Like she liked Survivor and that's all I really knew. But maybe when it comes to now I get to start talking to some of these other people on my tribe, all of a sudden she starts to pop and that's when her personality really shines. And who cares what her 1 minute video was?
I mean, she did say she needs a sounding board for her like ideal alliance. So you could be onto something there. She should meet up with Christina on the Orange Tribe at some point, and they can form a really great alliance because she's all about the nitty-gritty details and she needs someone for the bigger picture. And Christina said pretty much the exact opposite. She's like a big picture person and needs someone to work out the details. So maybe they'll get together.
Scary merge duo. Next.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I see Nicole winning, but I like that she's on the season. And maybe this Blue Tribe is going to be a little bit messier than I originally thought. Maybe Alex is the one in for a bad time here.
Yeah, maybe Alex is doomed. To the next person, we have Sophie Bolity, 27, hometown Miami, current residence Miami as an entrepreneur. Literally everything that checked the boxes for D. Might have even been the same exact age as D and hit all of this. Maybe this will get Bryson Wen to do an event in Miami. I'm just saying. I'm just going to keep pushing that.
Wasn't D 26?
Was she 26? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3 words to describe you: spicy, thoughtful, relentless. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? Just like D from Survivor 45, Survivor is a symbol of my American dream. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game? Leaving the Miami bubble to go to grad school in North Carolina, I went from being one of many Cuban girls to being the only Hispanic girl in my program. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Who do you think you will play most like? Identify with Natalie Anderson. I want to play a combination of Sabree and Genevieve's games. Will, just about to explode. Kenny and Genevieve getting name drop. Surprised that's the first Genevieve name drop since Genevieve was such a star on 47 and they saw 47. So I am surprised it's the first one we've heard.
I'm just shocked she's not saying D. Like, just shocked.
She said it once. What will you value in an alliance partner? Somebody who will be real with me and tell me when I'm being too much paranoid and check me instead of coming after me right away. Favorite hobbies: running, salsa dancing, pickleball, watching The Real Housewives. Pet peeves: men with Peter Pan syndrome. Get off the dating apps and stop terrorizing my beautiful single friends.
What is Peter Pan syndrome?
I don't know. I'm not on dating apps.
I don't know what that is.
Bill's about to find out that he has Peter Pan syndrome, isn't he?
I don't know what it is. I might have Peter Pan syndrome.
Look it up. People who don't return their shopping carts. No. Something we never know from looking at you. I've seen every Real Housewife franchise and Marvel movie. I'm a super fan of both. Biggest inspiration is her grandma and her parents. We have to boo the parents. Grandma, maybe not. Why will you be the sole survivor? I believe I can split emotion from the game. I'm not coming into this experience with any muscles, any athletic background, etc. But I do know how to talk. I'm going to leverage my ability to scratch the surface with people and connect deeply. And then Sophie, whoa, we got to get the right Sophie here. Stop it. She doesn't know how hot this is, but I think that whoever wins deserves it. I think there's a conversation about that out there, about Charlie deserving it more than Kenzie or whatever. I think whoever gets voted to win wins, because there's a lot of conversations that we don't get to see as fans, hundreds of hours of conversations that we don't see. And so I think that if a jury member feels like they want to vote for someone, it could be a reason why we weren't shown. And I just think that whoever wins deserves it.
Not the hottest take, but I appreciate it. Peter Pan syndrome is like, it's a couple definitions, but it's like being acting like a child when you're an adult. Basically, you struggle with responsibilities and expectations of adulthood, or an adult who is socially immature refers to never growing adults. So I think she's just talking about like everyone's acting like a little boy out there in the dating scene. So she wants a real man, a real boy.
On the same tribe as Sophie, or as Nicole, who says that she's a kid who doesn't want to ever grow up.
True. Yeah, she's not gonna. Yeah, but like, is Peter Pan syndrome only for boys, or
I don't know.
or men, or can that apply to women too? I don't know.
Maybe some people just like enjoy being young, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe some people just like don't want to grow up
I
at
don't
heart.
know.
I mean,
I actually like Sophie a lot here, and I'm liking this tribe more and more. She could, I don't know. She even mentioned she's spicy. Is she too spicy? That would be my only question. Like, if she gets off on the wrong foot early, I could see her being an early boot. But like, one of these players that if she gets in good, if she's like finds the 4 out of the 6, maybe even they go to a couple tribal councils, like, I think Sophie's a person who can navigate the end game, the middle game. Like, I can see Sophie making a very deep run. I'm pretty high on Sophie, outside of like just completely maybe being too spicy.
My biggest concern for Sophie, and obviously I don't know her and I haven't seen her, but my biggest concern for her is people seeing through her. In her video, she had a big plan of how she was going to do this. She wants the biggest guy to be her meat shield. She wants to play under the radar. Her grandma told her, I don't care about the million. I just want to meet Jeff, like bring Jeff home. I just worry, like, with Sophie being an entrepreneur, being Miami, she said she left the bubble briefly to go to grad school, but is now back in Miami.
She went back to the bubble.
She went back to the bubble. Like, my concern for Sophie is if she comes out and she's looking for the meat shield, she obviously has Jake, who's an obvious meat shield, right? But is Jake going to be somebody who's married, who's going to be like, she's using me? Like, that's what she's doing here. And like, I worry for her that could be the thing. Can she toe that line? Because Dee did it perfectly. Can Sophie toe that line?
Yeah. Can she be maybe a little bit more subtle? Perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting better vibes than I am getting negative vibes, though. Like, I'm overall positive on Sophie, but I can see where she can falter early. I think
I want to be super high on her.
I would be surprised if she's like a late merge boot or even an early merge boot. Like, I think she's either very early pre-merge or making a deep run. It's kind of where I'm at.
I want to be super high on her blindly just because of the Miami thing, but then I'm like, I don't know. Her video did not.
You don't even live in Miami, man.
I did. Close enough. I mean, dude, like, might as well. That's the only city anybody knows where I'm near, so I'm close enough.
Yeah, I guess. But it's not like you have this, like, oh, my heart beats in Miami. Like, I'm from there, born and raised, and now I live here. It's like, no, you went to school in a suburb of it, and now you live in a suburb of it.
So do you like feel like you're like in LA? Because you're kind of just in a suburb.
No, I'm in LA proper. Like, my address is Los Angeles. But like, I feel that way about San Francisco. Like, I was born and raised in the actual city, and like, I love, like, there is something where I'm like rep San Francisco, but like, I wouldn't feel that way towards Miami.
I also felt a lot stronger about Miami back when D played than I do now, you know? So that's also there.
Yeah, that happens.
Let's go back to the tribe. All right. So it feels like if Sophie's going to come out for a meat shield, she wants Jake, right? Where do you see this tribe going? Who are you feeling good about? Who's the first boot from this tribe?
Honestly, first boot is going to be Annie or maybe Alex. I think Alex, like, he should be. Honestly, Alex and what's her name? The other Sophie? Who's the other woman on the Orange tribe?
It was Sophie, wasn't it? It was Sophie, MC,
two Sophies, man. I think if Alex and Sophie switch spots, I think then everybody's where they need to be. But like, Alex stands out to me as someone who like isn't going to play that hard, whereas like Nicole is coming out to play, Sophie's coming out to play. I think Jeremiah is coming out to play. Jake wants to find an alliance and be loyal to it. He wants to play the Joe game, which is boring, but at least he wants to find an alliance. And he's also very strong and like their biggest dude. I don't think he's going out early just because they need him for challenges. So like, it leaves to me, like, I think Alex in a rough spot. And then obviously like Annie is like your quintessential, like, older lady first boot. I hate to say it, but we see it all the time.
Yeah. Annie to me still feels like she's in the worst spot. This is definitely a more tumultuous tribe where I could see a lot of people being the first boot. I could see a lot of people making deep runs. Like, I don't feel confident really about any of them coming out of reading all of their bios and hearing all of them talk and seeing how they're all going to interact together. I would say Jake is probably the one that I'm the most confident will at least survive a couple tribal councils, just because it is definitely a weaker tribe beyond Jake. Whereas the other tribe felt like a much more even tribe. But I don't know. Like, this tribe could go any which way. If I had to say which one I think will be the first person voted out, I would say Annie. I think the person with the most upside, God, is probably Nicole, honestly, just because. But if Nicole comes out too aggressive and says, I want to vote this person off, I want to vote this person off, I want to vote this person off, then maybe not.
Yeah, Nicole could be high. Yeah, I could see her going far. I don't think Jake's winning. I don't know if the winner's coming from this tribe. I would still maybe say Sophie has an outside chance, though. Like, if she can hone it in and she's not being seen through by people and she's not too spicy, I feel like she's like at least coming in with a plan. And note about Sophie too, it's like one of the very few videos where the content of the 1 minute video was gameplay and like how she's going to play the game, and not about like what country her parents are from or like what inspired her, what sad story she has, or what her job is. It's like, here's my plan for the actual game of Survivor that we're heading into. So like maybe that's something to take note of.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, look, like, she has it laid out. She knows what she wants to do, but it's really the only gamey person we have. All right. Last tribe. There's Riz God and Savannah. How interesting.
Oh yeah. We haven't seen Riz God or Savannah yet. Wow. They're on the same tribe. This could be like the disaster tribe, and they get all the screen time, and that's why they're on 50. Let me go get some chips though.
You're going to get chips. Those are going to crunch while we sit here. All right, this is the Uli tribe, or ULI. Blake will be happy it's not a 4-letter tribe. It's a 3-letter tribe instead. Isn't that super exciting? So this tribe, I guess, is the red tribe. Will really is eating chips. Okay, here we go. It's dinner time for me. Like, it's 3:40 in the afternoon. Be an adult and eat before this. All right, Savannah says in her pregame stuff that she thinks that this is the disaster tribe. She thinks she ended up on the disaster tribe. So let's dive in and let's get into this tribe. We start off with Jawan Pitts. So Jawan is from Salem, New Jersey, 28 years old, lives in LA as a video editor. He's friendly, fearless, and formless. He wants to be part of Survivor because I grew up watching it. I was one of those kids that was raised in front of the TV screen. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this game? The best life experience has prepared me for the game is moving to LA with only $4,000 and my cousin in 2021. Which previous player to identify with most? Sean Rector. Hell yeah. Who do you think you will play most like? Jesse Lopez. What will you value in an alliance partner? Predictability and creativity. Favorite hobbies? Watching horror movies, playing video games, eating tacos. Pet peeves? Crunchy peanut butter. Eat that around me. We can't be friends. People who talk loudly in a movie theater. Thank you. What is something we would never know from looking at you? You would never know by looking at me that my hometown is right next to a power plant. Simpsons vibes. Me too. Wow. I'm by Oyster. That's where I grew up, right by Oyster Creek Power Plant, New Jersey. So New Jersey, the capital of power plants in the U.S. You know, who would have thought? Well, who is your biggest inspiration and why? My grandma. That's kind of a boo. Why will you be Soul Survivor? I'll be Soul Survivor because I'm the perfect blend of book smart and street smart. I'm a student of the game, and most importantly, I'm not afraid to take risks to pursue my dreams. Hot take time. Because I'm on Reddit a lot, I see players like Say and Rome get a lot of heat. Oftentimes they get on my nerves too. I wouldn't want to play with them, but I do think that's what makes Survivor beautiful in a way. We need people that are from different backgrounds that are aggressive. So as much as they might get on my nerves, they need to be on Survivor. We wouldn't be on for 50 seasons if we didn't have people like that. Now watch, I'm going to be stuck with somebody like that. Thank you, Jawan, for speaking exactly what Will wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I actually love Jawan. And here's the other thing that I'm going to say. When this tribe was put together, I do feel that the CBS casting team or production, whoever puts the tribes together, Will, you know better than I do, may have been trying to do Jawan like a little bit of a career favor with this tribe. The video editor from LA, who just like moved out there in 2021 and has this great story and this great personality and wants, video production took him out of his hometown and all that. He's on the same starting tribe as a Marvel producer.
Yeah, true.
Interesting. So I love Jawan. Jawan honestly is probably my favorite from the videos.
I like Jawan, but again, I'm getting kind of like too likable vibes. Like he seems like another great story, inspiration, very pleasant, like funny, good dude, like all around, just good dude. is he going to be able to be cutthroat enough to play this game? Like, I don't think so. Like, he kind of gives me the similar vibes as Alex. It's just like a young, successful dude who's like a nice guy. I don't know.
What's really funny is his cast photo, which I forgot to go to, which now we're looking at. His cast photo makes him look like, oh, I'm gonna be so tough. Like he's got the tough guy look. Nothing from what
he's like a teddy bear. You want to give this guy a hug. He's a big old teddy bear. What is
like Holy Wayne over
here? What does formless mean? Like
he just can't be fit into a box, I feel, you know.
Does it mean like non-conforming? Is that what he means?
He's malleable.
I've never like heard someone describe themselves as formless.
Yeah. All I know is Jawan gives me really good vibes. Maybe this is the one where I feel like, okay, like this is the one I connect with the most. Like grew up in a small town in New Jersey, moves out to LA, does that. Like this is definitely the person who has a very similar background to me.
Mm-hmm.
But his personality popped, man. And I feel like it's a good starting tribe for him. Watch him be the first boot, but I really do feel like it's a good starting tribe for him for sure.
I don't know the rest of the tribe, so I couldn't tell you.
I looked at them all. See, I've put this in. Russ W likes my Holy Wayne reference. Will just dishing out hugs over here.
This is a very huggable cast. I mean, are they all going to hug Jeff?
I know we might have to put we'll hug Jeff 2 times as our prop. Yeah. Daryl Seymour, Phil connects to him, so he will go out early. So you're not vibing with Jawan here. You don't think Jawan has a shot. You think Jawan's in trouble. You don't like Jawan. You don't low upside.
I mean, let me see the rest of the tribe. From what I'm seeing, it's like, again, too much niceness.
Yeah.
It's too kind.
Nate Moore. All right, here he is. Here's the Marvel producer, 47 years old, from Clovis, California, now lives in Hermosa Beach. He's a film producer. A couple movies you might have heard of, including Black Panther and all of that, which is pretty much what his video was talking about that. Joyful, intelligent, crafty, because it's a way to test your limits physically and psychologically and see how you navigate other people in suboptimal living conditions. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for this? I've worked on a number of film sets, so I'm used to trying to build consensus on what we need to achieve, community from all walks of life, and finding the fun in even the most challenging scenarios. Who do you want to play like? Or who do you identify most with, and who do you think will play like? He says Earl. Love Earl. Good. What will you value in an alliance partner? Someone who's loyal, good at deception, but takes no pleasure in deceiving our tribe mates. That's boring. It's a game that requires lying, but we all don't have to be sociopaths about it. Compassion, connection to God, cares about others, genuine. Will's about to throw up. Favorite hobbies: watching movies, running, playing basketball, tennis, watching live music, traveling, playing guitar. Pet peeves: people who manage up and treat those in lower status in a given situation poorly. People who avoid confrontation, and Swifties. Will's in trouble. What is something we would never know by looking at you? I love hard rock music and still get down in a mosh pit. Biggest inspiration: being a father to my 2 beautiful daughters, a good husband, and my wife. Why will you be the sole survivor? Because I don't seem like a big threat. I'm old and I like to laugh, and I genuinely like people. So I think my tribe will underestimate long enough to snuff all their torches and have a laugh afterwards. And his hot take is, I hate the Final Four fire advantage. Will shaking his head. Well, how do you feel about Nate after everything I just said? That was just like body shots at you. It's just like, bam, bam.
I'm out on Nate. I'm out on Nate. I think it's the first boot. I'm out.
You're. What was it that did you in there? Was it the Swifties? Was it how nice of a guy he is? Is it his hot take? Like, what is?
What do you look for in an alliance partner? Compassion, connection to God, cares about others, genuine. It's like, I guess you like to work with people who are going to be genuine towards you, but like, this is Survivor. I don't like it.
Will would be like, I want a total dick. Like, I just want somebody who's an asshole.
No, like, look, I'll answer the question right now. If Bloom were going to ask me this, okay, preseason, or I'm filling out the questionnaire. Will, what are you looking for in an alliance member? I want someone who understands the game as well as I do and knows that we are on a similar playing field or that we have a similar threat level. I don't want an alliance member who is way less threatening than me or they're going to take me out. And I don't want someone who's way more threatening than me or else I have to take them out and then I won't have an alliance member. So I want someone on even threat level that understands the game of Survivor. Nothing about God, nothing about compassion, nothing about family core values like that. Come on.
I think the problem here with
Nate's
Nate,
not going to fit in on this tribe, I don't think. I think Savannah's
Yeah.
going to roll her eyes at Nate.
yeah,
I think I hate to say it too with the age thing, but like 47 and you're on a new era season, which skews like everyone is just kind of like right around 30. I don't see him. He seems like a good guy. Seems like a very successful producer. Shout out Clovis, California. That's in NorCal. I don't have a connection to it.
Savannah's also from NorCal though. She's a Niners fan, so maybe there will be a little connection.
I think if Nate is a football fan or grew up as a football fan, then he would be a Niner fan. That's yeah.
I think my problem with Nate isn't so much his answers. It's that because we've heard so many answers that are so similar before this, what is Nate bringing to the game that's different from those other answers? And I do feel like what Nate is bringing is that he's a Marvel producer. I can tell that he does like Survivor, but like I don't think he's as big of a fan as others would think, like, or as like other people on the season are. So
he's not a student of the game.
You know, he reminds me of Cedric, right? Where like Cedric's like a good guy, good interview. Like, you know, he's always on TV, does all this stuff. He's super successful. He's super like, you know, he's good with the press and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, why do you want to be here? Because I kind of want the adventure. I want to do something different. And it's like, that's great if you're the only one who's doing that. But to me, Nate does feel a little bit like a stunt casting choice. Because they wanted to be able to say Black Panther producer. And like, you know, now they can get the soundbite of, I produced Black Panther. I produced Captain America Winter Soldier and Survivor's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah. And it seems like he's, you know, he's like the dad, the family guy. His own inspiration is himself also. That's not a good sign.
I think, yeah, that did come out the wrong way, huh?
Yeah. So for that reason, I am out.
I'm out. Next, Riz God. He wants to be the man, the myth, the legend, RIZGOD, Riz God, your boy. Rizzo Velovich, 25 from Yonkers, lives in Yonkers.
Hold on.
Tech sales.
Before we get going, he did say he's been listening to us since Millennials vs. Gen X. Do you think he's included an inspiration that isn't a family member because he knows that will roll our eyes at it? Do you think that crossed his mind?
Do you think we could potentially be his inspiration?
That's what I'm waiting to get to that answer. I really am, because it will prove if he's actually a fan or not.
If he says Adam Klein is his like favorite player, probably going to be my winner pick. All right, let's see.
Okay.
Optimistic, funny, and motivated. Why do you want to play Survivor? I want to chase greatness. I want to be one of the best players to ever play the game. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to play Survivor. Well, now I'm here, and it's time to dream bigger. I also want to give my family and friends a reason to gather around weekly. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? My entire upbringing has prepared me for this game. Being the oldest of two in an Albanian immigrant household, my parents were working 2 jobs to put food on the table, whereas I was expected to live the American dream. Having that much responsibility at a young age motivated me to make sure my parents' sacrifices weren't for nothing. Which previous player to identify with most? Well, we were close. David Wright, because he's the epitome of perseverance. So at least from that season, I like that. Who do you think you will play most like? JT from Token Cheese, but only the Token Cheese version, I hope. What will you value in an alliance partner? Someone that's honest, loyal, and predictable. Ideally, I'd like to have a ride or die to the end. Someone who no matter what I can count on, but realistically, I want someone who's truthful and whose next move I can predict. Favorite hobbies: traveling and visiting new sporting venues across the world. I told you he was doing this. Playing basketball, spending time with friends and family, most importantly, being a suffering New York sports fan. He's a Yankees fan, though. I mean, you're suffering for 16 years, man. I'm suffering with you, but like, I guess he's only 25, so he didn't get to see the 90s super run. Pet peeves. In the real world, people who say they're going to do something then don't. As a Survivor fan, people who make emotional or illogical decisions. Something you would never know from looking at you. I know the entire soundtrack to all the High School Musical and Camp Rock movies. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? Aside from my parents, you're muted. I don't know if you know that. John Cena.
There we go.
Cena.
He's a fan.
All right. All right. He knew that he didn't want to get roasted here, and he made sure he didn't. So John Cena. Why will you win this? Why will you be the sole survivor? Survivor takes emotional intelligence, patience, social skills, and a ton of luck. Lucky for me, I think I have all those qualities, especially the lucky part. I'm adaptable, but most importantly, I'm fun to be around. In the new era, if the new era show me anything, it's that social game prevails over all. As a student of this game, I am taking that with me as Jeff crowns me the next sole survivor. Riz, his hot take. Hot take. I have two. This isn't really a hot take. Maybe for production, it's a hot take, but I think they need to bring back touchy subjects. The challenge hasn't been back since San Juan del Sur. And I get it from a production standpoint. The Majority Alliance can kind of game it, but figure out a way behind it. Don't have the drama be manufactured through advantages and idols. Have the drama be manufactured within the people. Imagine everybody's like, who's playing the best game? So-and-so. Oh, F. Now I got to figure out how to combat that perception. I think it's needed, especially because it never happened in the new era. I think my hot take, and I think this is a hot take now because of the winners that we've gotten recently. And when I was bored too, I was Instagramming through all the winner lists and I was like, all right, what would I classify this winner as in terms of social, strategic, physical? Is this a physical winner, social winner, strategic winner? I think 5 out of the 7 I had are all social players for the new era. And I think the new era kind of favors social players that are really good at one-on-one interpersonal relationships. So my hot take is that the best player doesn't always win the season. And the reason why I say it's kind of a hot take, and I think a lot of the fandom, whether it's Survivor Twitter or Survivor Reddit, they always say whoever got the jury vote at the end deserves it. And I agree, if you're at the end and you get the vote, you 100% deserve it. But I don't think that crowns you the best player. Go down the list, and David Wright didn't win his, Omer didn't win his, Jesse didn't win his, blah 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 blah. I'm exhausted. Those are pretty good. That's pretty good answers. And he.
So he's not saying the winner doesn't deserve to win, but winning your season doesn't mean you're the best player on your season.
Yeah,
I can buy that. Like,
I can
get by it. I think that's like a reasonably hot enough take.
Because I feel like when you do a Survivor player rankings at this point, and it's like, oh, well, the first 47 people have to be winners. And it's like, well, I don't know if Amber's a better player than David or Jesse or Sesternino. Like, I'm not like necessarily, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
Sari,
like Sari or Amber.
Like, yeah. So
yeah.
How are you feeling about the RIZGOD? And is this getting, now that we actually have something from him, are you at least feeling a little bit better about the fact that he's one of the 50 spots? Like, are you at least feeling like alive a little bit?
I think he's the first boot
for the season. Yeah. That's he, just from reading his stuff, he feels like somebody who's going to play a second time. That's my hot take. I think he's going to be on our screens again in the near future.
Dude, don't make outlandish claims like that. Come on.
Daryl Seymour, I think Riz God
makes it far. It's like, yeah, no duh. That's, I think, what's tough about this. Like, obviously, we know he's not going early. Like, he's going to at least make the merge. He's probably going to get at least top 7.
Michaela was pre-merge.
That's true, but like the rest of the 50 cast has no pre-mergers.
What about this from Patrick Stahl, Riz Cheskwa?
Yeah, there you go. I will say, like, having heard the name Riz God over and over, talking about 50 and not having, and I'm sure he was in the preview for 49 and the 48 finale, but like I didn't really pay attention or like remember it. But like having a face to it and having the video, like I am way more excited to see this person play. I thought it was going to be like this annoying shtick, but he seems actually way more down to earth than I would have thought with a name like Riz God. He's almost doing it as like, he's like making fun of himself. Yeah. And I appreciate that. He gives me really good energy. He's obviously saying he's going to win the season. He's going to play hard. So like, I am surprisingly like very in on Riz God here. And it's not just because he was tuning in earlier. So like, yeah, him playing again, it kind of makes sense from reading the questionnaire and watching his video. Obviously we have to see how it plays out on the season, but I can buy that he is going to be an entertaining Survivor player.
Well, and this is where like I thought he was going to be like 5'2" and like this scrawny, I'm super nerdy, David Cochran archetype.
It feels more normal than you thought, right?
100%.
That's it.
Like 100%. And maybe that's actually helping him right now because yeah, everything he said, I know he does a lot of orgs and stuff like that. I thought for sure this guy was going to be insufferable and we were going to have to be pretending to like him in the pregame stuff. Like, but I'm not like, that's not what I'm getting. Like, he seemed so Gen Z that it hurt. But then as you read his stuff, you're like, no, this is a guy who loves the game of Survivor, has thought through these answers, probably was dreaming about what am I going to put down as who I'm going to play like, what's my hot take? Like, there's so much effort that went into all of this stuff. And yeah, man, his video was good too. He said he wants to be a Rushmore. He wants to be a Rushmore. So look, they're going to love the soundbite of him doing the RIZGOD Riz God thing. But like, it probably was a nickname that came on and it was like, sure, I'm just going to keep going with this. I like him. I do.
Yeah. I mean, if your name is Rizzo and then like the phrase of like being able to like game up or talk to and flirt with women is now Riz, like you're probably going to lean into that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame him for the Riz God thing.
Yeah. Will's been trying to change his name legally to Rizzo so that he can
like it's more. Wait, his name's not Rizzo? It is.
No,
Rizzo.
but I'm just saying you're trying to legally change your name to Rizzo so that you can go by Riz God. That's what you've been trying to do as well.
Well, you don't have to tell everyone about that.
No, sorry. Yeah, when it's Phil and Riz are back.
Yeah.
Everybody just know.
Bill and Riz God are back.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much in. We know he's going to do somewhat well.
Yeah. Moving on. Sage Aarons Nichols, 30, from hometown Roxborough, North Carolina, currently lives in Olympia, clinical social worker. Sage is intentional, curious, and wacky. She doesn't have a philosophical answer why she wants to be part of it. Quite simply, YOLO. And I also love torturing myself. What's one life experience that's prepared you for the game? Depends on what facet. Physically, the military; emotionally, the trauma; socially, neurodivergence; mentally, social work. Which previous player to identify with most? Who do you think you'll play most like? Marianne. That's what she just goes on about Marianne. What will help you be? What will you value in a alliance partner? Someone who can have fun and find humor, especially in the shitty moments. Favorite hobbies? I don't have hobbies per se, but in general, I like trying new things. I'm usually hyper fixated on a game. Used to be Among Us, now it's Code Games.
Codenames. Love Codenames.
Codenames. Great game. Pet peeves, very broadly speaking, the patriarchy, people who instantly roll their eyes at me saying the patriarchy, and people who don't put away their shopping carts. That's two people with shopping carts. What's something we'd never know from looking at you that I was in the military and I have a twin? What's your biggest inspiration? Oh, geez, that's a big question. At the risk of sounding like a total cornball, I'm constantly finding myself inspired by the people around me. I have to shout out my partner, though. The relationship we have built is a constant source of inspiration. Why will you win Soul Survivor? 3 words. I'm annoyingly persistent. That's almost as good as Gabler, but that's almost as good as Gabler's answer of yes, exclamation point. I appreciate that it was short and not more than that. Her hot take. Let's get Sage's hot take up here. Sage's hot take is, you always ask, and I'm like, I don't know if I have any. And then it came to me the other night in the tent. I was thinking about it totally unrelated. And I was like, wait, this might be my hot take. I want to play the people who are like, I want to play an honest game and a game with integrity. I don't think that's possible. If your strategy going into it is to play an honest game, that is inherently manipulative, because you think that playing an honest game with integrity is going to win $1 million. So it's strategic in itself. Not saying it's fully dishonest. Again, nuance, people. There's so much gray, but I would say that would be a hot take, and a common one. Thomas said it. I don't know why people are so up in arms about 26 days. It's not the only change. They completely forget about the other changes that sort of balance it out. I like the idea that, like, you're being manipulative by saying you want to play with honesty and integrity because you think that's going to win $1 million. I think that's fun.
Yeah, no, I like the take. I like a lot here. There's some stuff not to like either. Like the no hobbies thing is kind of crazy, right?
Kind of. She likes game.
But I'm a huge Codenames fan, so got Codenames right here.
Yeah.
I did not get good vibes from her video.
Her video is so funny. You didn't find her video funny?
Oh, I found her funny. Like, I think she's quirky. Like, we have Patrick Stahl saying Carolyn 2.0. Mm-hmm. Like, I think she's you could maybe pick up on some Kendra vibes from season 45, but I think she's even more out there than Kendra. And that's why the vibes for me aren't high on her, like her longevity in the game. I think she's going to be a fun character and an entertaining presence on our screen. I just don't think she's going to be on our screens for that long because of like this kind of kooky, wacky energy. Like she says she's weird. She seems weird. I think weird is a good thing. Like, I think the weirder you are, as long as you're like doing your thing and being yourself, like I am all for that. Like, be weird, do what you love, all that. But like in a social game like Survivor, where you're living on a beach with someone 24/7, like I could see her just not quite fitting in. Especially, it seems like we have some really sharp players around her. Like we have Riz God, who's coming in hot to play hard. We know Savannah's coming in hot to play hard. She seems like someone that can be easily manipulated. She can be picked off early. So I don't think she's going to be long for this game, Phil. I'm sorry.
I think there's two ways that this goes. Okay. I think that the biggest thing for Sage is, will she get lost in the shuffle like some of those weirder characters do? Like, obviously, Carolyn's a massive star, but Kendra was a little lost on her season, right? Kendra had great sound bites, but we didn't get as many from Kendra. And Sage kind of has that collecting pimples in a jar, but only blackheads, has a lot of Botox in her forehead, which gives her resting bitch face. Her parents are from Cali and New Jersey, and then they ended up stopping in a small town in North Carolina. So she has those competing personalities. I think that she's the type of person that I would want to align with on Survivor, because I don't think a lot of people would take her super seriously as a threat to win. And I think I can get along with the quirkiness that she brings to the table. I find her whole entire stuff to be super entertaining. I think she has zero winner potential, but I think that she is super entertaining. I'm just curious if it's going to be too weird to ultimately make the cut.
Right.
Anyway, next.
Yeah.
Savannah Louie.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what were you going to say? Go ahead, Sage.
No, like I wish someone like her I wish I could say she was going to last longer than I think she's going to last. I think this type of presence and energy is fun and it's different.
Yeah. All right, now Savannah Louie, 31 years old, Walnut Creek, California, currently lives in Atlanta, is a former reporter. Obviously, one of the other people who's going to be on 50. She doesn't have a hot take here. Adventurous, no nonsense, curious. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? Easiest million I'll ever make. Kidding. I've been a huge fan of the show since season 1. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Through my work as a journalist, I became an expert at connecting with others, building trust with all different types of people, and operating in high-stress scenarios. Which previous players do you identify with the most? Kim Spradlin and D. What will you value in an alliance partner? Trust is core of any successful alliance. I'd also like to work with someone whose strengths make up for my weaknesses, vice versa, or someone who can connect with different groups better than I can, and vice versa. I don't want a number. I want someone who helps me. Favorite hobbies: yoga, Pilates, hiking. Pet peeves: when people who have the middle seat on a plane pressure you to trade your window/aisle seat, middle management, and consistently being late. What is something we never know from looking at you? I'm a big solo traveler. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My parents. Boo. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm an under-the-radar physical threat with a social game that will get me to the end. I'm hoping others underestimate me while considering me someone they trust, only to realize I'm a force to be reckoned with once it's too late. And then in her video, she says she wants to create the most chaos possible. And she's good with stealing jackets and burning clothes and all of that. And that is the Savannah that I want to see. I could pretty much care less about everything she said in her stuff.
I think that's like that's her questionnaire buries the lead, because she doesn't mention that. She says she's gonna play like D and Kim, but then like she basically says that she's gonna play like Russell in her like accent.
Exactly.
So like very different. I mean, we're in on Savannah. This was like one of the first videos, the big name, obviously she's playing on 50, and immediately she's like, I'm gonna play hard. I want to be on the disaster tribe. Like, let's make it this like miserable for people. This is what we want to see. This is why we watch Survivor.
I agree. Look, okay. When I read the bios, Riz God's was significantly better than Savannah's, right? Like when you're talking about who's taking these spots, whatever, like how dare they? That video with Savannah really gives me hope. Maybe we can get back to that style. Like,
and she popped too. She popped. Like you could tell immediately that she's like and it might be the journalism. It might be like she's camera trained, like she's media trained. Like she looks like she knows what she's doing as a reality TV personality.
Yeah. And like, that's what we want. I think, I've talked about this a lot, like because of how nasty social media and stuff has gotten, people are worried about their real lives, their jobs, all this stuff when they go on the game, because people take things way too seriously. You can't say stuff anymore. You can't do stuff, whatever. I like somebody who's coming out here being like, I'm going to burn it down. I don't really give a shit. Like I'm just going to do it. And I wish that people would chill out when they want to just like cancel people all the time for what they do on, reality TV. Cause it's just gone so far. And like, we need more people like Savannah who are willing to come out and play the game and don't feel like they have the entirety of, their lives riding on this, like that they can just be a personality. Like Russell was all the rage for 3 friggin' seasons. So we're going to get a female Russell. I'll take that. Sure.
Yeah, I'm in. I mean, how are we not in? We have to see her on back-to-back seasons. So like, let's be optimistic at least and be like, yep, she's going to be good.
I mean, were you surprised though, based on like knowing that she was going to be on 50? Were you surprised when you heard her say that she wants to make life as difficult for everybody as possible? Like that shocked you, right? Like, cause that's no other new era player.
But that's why it wasn't surprising. That's why I was like, the minute I watched her video, I was like, oh, she's like different than she stands out. Like she's going to bring something that we often don't see in the new era. And like, that's probably why she's back on 50. She's bringing a good energy that we don't usually see.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk.
Like both Riz God and Savannah from their videos and I guess their bios too, but it was mainly from their videos. When I first went, I'm like, okay, like I get it. Like I get it. I haven't seen their full season. I don't know how long they last, but like I get that like these two characters are the ones they brought to 50 out of everybody. Like if you had shown me the cast videos and said which two people are they out of the 18 are they going to bring back, and I got to pick like 5, I think I would include both Savannah and Rizzo in there.
Yeah, I mean, if I was doing that, I would have said Savannah, Rizzo, MC, Jawan, and potentially like Shannon, who we're about to talk about next.
Okay. I don't know who my others would be, but like
I just was able to look at the list. So
anyway. Yeah, maybe Jake. I don't know.
Shannon Farweather, 28, Wakefield, Massachusetts, now lives in Boston, wellness specialist. So she's a specialist. That's good.
Whoa.
Let's see here. 3 words to describe you: free, passionate, I make things happen, faithful, spunky, confident, in love with life. That is so many more words than 3. It's actually shocking.
Can't count. Okay.
No. Okay. So that's one thing against her. Why do you want to be part of Survivor? Been watching since I was 8, watched with my whole family and boyfriend. I love me a good adventure and challenges. One life experience has prepared you for the game. My yoga meditation experience, the depth and understanding I have with my faith, present moment awareness, growing with entrepreneurial parents, starting and running my own businesses. Which previous player do you identify with most? Jam, Boston Rob, Parvati. So she can't count. She thinks lowly of herself. This is what I'm saying. Shannon would have been one of the people I could have seen for sure coming back to play again. What will you value in an alliance partner? Kind heart, loyalty, communication, someone who's driven and centered, but also fun. Favorite hobbies? I run a virtual women's community and host yoga and meditation events called Her Vibes, running Her Vibe events with like-minded women, laughing, crying, traveling, being in nature with friends and family, listening to bangers. She loves Disney World and a good sunset. That's always cool. I like that. Being in the present moment, going on Survivor. I like Disney World a lot. Pet peeves. Mm-hmm. My pet peeves are when I have pet peeves. I'm working on loving myself and others for who they are unconditionally, but snoring, negativity, and being able to hear muffled TV when trying to sleep has been known to annoy me. What is something we never know from looking at you? My family owns a 4-story sports bar in Boston that Boston Rob worked at. And when she was 17, doctors found cancer in her bladder. She used to be on antidepressants before she found her love for travel, meditation, and God. She remembers being in the womb, so she says. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? God, universe, great spirit, mother nature, the divine is why I'm here. Magic is real, and I'm constantly inspired by life and human experience. Why will you be the soul survivor? Be the soul survivor because of who I am. I make the most of everything I do, and I know how to manifest a dream into a reality. And then her hot take is, I think the show has potential to be the greatest show on television. I really do, from the aspect of the fact that this is a real spiritual, physical, mental, relational experience. I think Jeff knows this. Jeff knows what he's creating here. It's much deeper than it's a game for $1 million. There's challenges. You're stripped of everything. I like the show. I'm a huge fan of every aspect. I think production-wise, I think lighting-wise, I think the way they do shots, artistry, I think it's all incredible. So yeah, she wanted to be on this show. She only wanted to be on this show. She doesn't want to be famous. So she thinks Survivor could be the greatest show of all time. What do you think about Shannon? See, like, this is why I'm saying, after reading all of that, I'm like, Shannon could have been one of those people that absolutely could have played again too. Because if she made a deep run, she's that type of quirky that's like Survivor loves.
Yeah. I could see it if she made a deep run. I don't think Shannon is winning Survivor.
No.
I'm not getting any winner vibes. Could she last long enough to make an impression or be a big character? Maybe. But the more I'm looking at Shannon, especially this questionnaire, I'm thinking she's a pre-merger.
She says that she creates her own reality, and she's a mix of Mark and Donnie Wahlberg and Stevie Nicks. Is she too out there on this tribe that also has like Sage? Are Sage and Shannon on the same tribe to be like beneficial to each other?
Yeah, maybe that they could get together, but like, I think, what is it? Who are the other? It's
Jawan, Nate, Riz God, Savannah.
Jawan and Nate seem very normal, and then Savannah and Riz God seem like they're like more super fans down to play. Like, I don't know who is going to like grab Shannon under their wing and like take her further the game. Mm-hmm. Like, the Survivor does something. Like, you get out to Survivor and immediately you realize it's real. Like, this, you're actually out there. You actually aren't eating. You're actually not sleeping. You actually have like no connection to anyone you know or love. And I think sometimes players that have like this kind of mystical, loving life, like I'm going to manifest, I'm going to make this happen, like give me a sign. Like we even saw it with Banu a little bit. Like these people often really struggle because so much of their time is spent living not in reality, or that they're living in their headspace of something that's not real. And that's not to say that's a bad thing in the real world, or it's like a bad thing to like dream big or try to manifest or like be into a different level of spirituality. But when you go out on Survivor, it's like you're out there and you're in it. And like I think sometimes these players really struggle to like fit in.
Stephanie was an example last
like,
season because she's like that. Stephanie was an example last season.
Yeah, it's like you go there, you're like, holy, like, whoa, I'm actually here. This is like not a dream. This isn't in my head. This is actually happening. And then like, wait, I am uncomfortable. Wait, I can't sleep. Wait, I can't eat. Wait, I'm not getting along. I didn't make friends. I do feel awkward. Uh-oh. And like, that's kind of what happens to some of these players who are super spiritual like this. And not a knock on. I just don't know if it's a great like meld with Survivor. I mean, it potentially could be. I mean, who have we seen who's like really spiritual and mystical make a really deep run? But
Giuseppe was very spiritual. She wasn't like mystic, but Giuseppe was all give the glory to God. Like that's like what.
Yeah, but like giving the glory to God, that's different. Like religious is different than being like I remember being in the womb. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's a different vibe. So I don't know. I'm willing to be surprised, but I don't see Shannon making the deep run.
I mean, when you look at this tribe, when Savannah said in the pregame to Mike Bloom, like that she thinks she's on the disaster tribe. Yeah.
No, this looks like the weakest tribe, but I wonder, did Savannah say that knowing the tribe division already, or was she manifesting that she's going to make sure she's on the disaster tribe because she wants to be on the disaster tribe? Like she's going to steal the machete. She's going to make sure everyone's tired. She's going to make sure everyone's not eating. She's going to make sure they lose challenges so they do go to tribal council, that she can build alliances and build a resume. Like I got more of that vibe than like being like, oh, I've looked at my 5 other tribe mates and like we're the disaster tribe.
I could totally see that. That's true. I do look though at this tribe. They don't have that Jake type character. Like they don't have that really big guy. Like I see Jawan here. Jawan's got his the pythons are bursting there. But like I just feel like this is the weakest tribe. Like I just don't see
it's way weaker than the other 2 tribes. Like Matt is even like he's throwing bags, baby.
Yeah,
so like
he's picking up 40-pound bags over and over again.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
go over 40 pounds.
Let's go. You can't. Let's go all the way back to the beginning here. So this is a very blurry photo. Who do you think the first boot from this season? I guess let's do a first boot from each tribe and a winner pick from each tribe. We'll each do that.
All right.
First boot / winner pick from this first tribe we talked about.
First boot on the yellow tribe is Sophie.
Okay.
And then if someone's winning from this tribe, I'm going to go MC.
Damn, dude. Okay, so that's...
You can copy me. There's only 6
I agree.
People.
I agree. I really do. I think Jason and Matt are really good characters. I think Christina could be a really good character. But if there's a winner on this tribe, it's MC. And if there's a first boot, it's Sophie. I agree. I hate that I do that. Okay. Let me go first this time so I can do it. All right. So this is the blue tribe. First boot, Sophie. If there's going to be a winner from this tribe, there's not going to be a winner from this tribe, but I'd say Nicole.
Okay. I'm going to go first boot, Alex, winner, Sophie.
Nice. Taking my first boot.
Yeah. I think she has the highest upside out of everybody here, but also I see that she has a low floor too. I'm with you.
Yeah. I feel like that tribe does not have the winner.
It seems like they're going to be, they're going to be fighting, but winning challenges. I think that they're going to be like the blue tribe from 41. Yeah. It's almost a blue tribe. It feels like that never goes to tribal. If you get a blue buff, you're kind of set.
That's what happened last season too with Joe and Eva, right? They never went.
Yeah. No, blue's the color to have.
Like that tribe's never going to lose. They have Jake and Alex. Like, what are we doing? Okay. Anyway, moving on. All right. This tribe.
Disaster tribe.
This is just re-looking at them again. This is the disaster tribe. It's so obvious.
Yeah. I think it's a toss up between Sage and Who's the last person?
Shannon. Oh, so you're off Nate being the first boot now. You were on Nate for a second there.
I think Nate can hang around a little bit, but it's going to be Sage or Shannon. I'll go Shannon, and then as the first boot, and then the winner. Let's go Riz God.
Okay. I will go a different route and assume that the winner's not on 50, and I'm going to say first boot, Nate, winner, Jawan.
All right, there you go.
There you go. That's it. That's it.
Season
So if you had to
49,
pick a winner from all those, who are you
assessed.
most confident? Are you going Riz God just because you love him now?
What do you mean?
Like who's your
I'm
overall
just saying
winner?
on that tribe, like he gives me the best vibes. But I think like when we do make our official winner picks and stuff, which we're not going to do right now, like I don't think we should not pick Savannah or Riz God.
I agree.
Like let's not do that.
Let's not.
And if it happens to be one of them, it's like CBS. Why the hell did you spoil your own season?
And again, CBS didn't say that these were the two, but they did say that two people from the season were on. And you have to know with this community that people are going to find out. Like,
right.
It's not going to stay hidden forever. Just say it was 22 people. Don't say there's 49ers on. Anyway, 40. Savannah's a 49ers fan on 49. Anyway.
There we go.
All right. Well, we are going to continue doing preseason coverage. Fantasy draft will be next week, actually. So Will, myself, and Blake will be doing the fantasy draft next week. So make sure you tune into that one. Not sure exactly what day, probably Wednesday night. I don't know. Wednesday kind of seems to work with Survivor stuff. So we'll just get into the habit of giving up our Wednesdays now. It'll look a little different this preseason. Over-under game will be back. I won't be on that podcast, but that'll be a podcast that happens. There will be a prop bet game again. That'll come out the week before the season starts. Premieres on September 24th. Maybe another episode that we can think of to throw in there to fill in another week. Riz God says, go Riz God. So that's always good. What else? AU versus the world. Like I said, we're going to do coverage of every episode moving forward. So McKenna and I will be live on Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. And then that'll be with episode number 4. Come on over, yell at me, call me names, get mad at me. It's fine. I'm just going to keep pointing out the flaws when they're as obvious as they are. Maybe Will join. Probably not for that one. I doubt Will's getting up at 6:30 a.m. on a Sunday, but maybe Monday night. That's the one I could see Will being there for. Otherwise,
6:30 a.m. on a Sunday. Hell no.
Hell no. Also, if you haven't checked out our Survivor 50 coverage, if you haven't been around because you've been just off of Survivor over the summer, we've done so much 50 coverage. We did one live episode every week. We did winner rankings. We did who we want to win. We did player rankings. We did, tribe breakdown episodes in there. Everything's going on. So there's so much.
Beyond 50.
We did Beyond 50. Then we also have the Everything You Need to Know About series, which we just finished the other day. We talked about Coach last. So we have 22 episodes of that. We'll be getting to the final 2 players after this season's over. And then we have the Defining Episode series where we've gone in and really talked about the defining episode that made each of the players on 50 who they are. We have 2 of those left. So we're almost done with that series. We still have Christian and we have Devin's left. We put out Jonathan earlier this morning because I kept holding
What
off
about where the fans' hands landed?
If you want to find out where we think the Survivor 50 fans voted, go check out our Where the Fans' Hands Land podcast. That was a fun one. Really hard to say, but it was fun. So much stuff out there. So go check it all out.
Legacies.
Oh my God, dude.
Who placed high? Are they going to place higher than their highest placement? That's all we talked about. We just went through a spreadsheet for an hour and 45 minutes.
What an insane preseason it's been, and now or off season, and now it's the preseason, and we can stop talking about 50 for at least a second. And to all the 49 players who are watching this, being like, I made it 2 hours and 18 minutes in. These guys are rambling. I probably should have tuned it off, but maybe you're like napping and you just hear our voices. We're not going to be talking about nothing but 50 throughout your season, right? We got to give the love to Survivor 49.
Well, yeah, we never did our disclaimer of like, this is a minute video and this is like a few paragraphs of a questionnaire. Like we could be totally wrong. We usually say that at the top. I don't think we ever said that. So obviously these are first impressions. We don't know what happens. We're going to be wrong. So yeah, part of the fun.
All right. That's it. 2 hours and 20 minutes. I need to eat dinner. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Really like the video, though. The likes help. Go a long way. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you next week. Follow us on social media.
See
so you can find out
ya.
when we're live.